Oh, good evening.
Yeah, yeah,
Welcome
yeah,
again to
yeah.
NUFC Talk TV. This is the evening news show that we are starting to produce. Obviously, me and Wim were on earlier doing the watch along to the
Tweedledum and Tweedledee, we're waiting for the
yeah,
Mad Hatter.
the Republic of Ireland game, and we've got some bits and pieces to show during the evening. Especially Anthony Gordon's post-match interview. He comes across really well. But before we get into all that, let's just do some housework and clear up some bits and pieces. So again, welcome to all watching across all the platforms. Thanks to all the mods that work in the background. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoy the show, or even the dislike button. It just helps us get a bit further as a channel to other supporters. Subscribe, it's totally free. We do loads of different content across all 7 days of the week. So again, if you hit that bell, you'll get all information every time we bring another video forward. You'll have the notification of that video. But if you want to support us and help us grow, then you can become a member for a small fee. And that will just get you behind the scenes, members only stuff, as well as a chance of winning a prize. Don't forget to check out our webpage, nufctalk.tv, for all the latest news and content. We update that as often as we can, but it's obviously difficult when we've got 7 shows or 7 days a week to prepare for. So we'll do it as we can, but it's ad free, so it's just something if you want to go and have a read, you can do. But if you've got a question for anybody in the panel, then put a Q in front of it. It just highlights it in the questions or in the chat, and then we'll do it. Apologies for anybody that we don't mention, because obviously you guys chat amongst yourselves. For anything relevant to the channel, then we'll do our best to read it out. But if you want to guarantee it, then use the $, and you'll get that message read out. But all new members and gifted memberships will be highlighted and thanked as we go along. So here we go again, matey. It's another evening, another discussion
Another
on
day, another dollar. Well, not another dollar, but
on
another day anyway.
on bits and pieces. Now, I don't know whether to start on the England. Shall we? Shall we put that to bed and then we
Might
crack
as
on?
well knock it off.
Because obviously we had quite a which we didn't see in the when we were doing the commentary, but there was somebody in the lineup next to Anthony Gordon that actually shouldn't have been there. I don't know whether anybody else caught sight of this.
No.
No? Well, I'm going to put it up now, because obviously that's where the camera angle stopped, so you can see Anthony Gordon. I did see when we were live that he was looking to his right, but I didn't know what for. And it was for this gentleman wearing the number 69, which is obviously the number that I have on my shirt, who was stood next to him. And bless, there was a little child that went to stand by him as well. He was just some bugger out of the crowd who just decided to walk on with the lads and stand next to Anthony Gordon. And as you can see, he's quite perplexed there in the in his warm-up strip there. Quite a strange one. And I've actually just to
Have they
prove.
tracked him down, or?
Well, it was really funny, because what you've got, what I did notice, bear with me a second, because during my viewing of this, I've tried to find out exactly how it happened. So what I have got, if you like, is somebody's put on X. It's been recorded from the stands, but you'll see him here in the stands, just where it all starts from. And if I try and get a little bit of a close up, you can see him here. Look, I'll point him out on the screen, and we'll just play this out. Yeah, he's just getting moved out, and as you can see, the lads just all moving away from him, and he's still asking the questions. I should be lined up with the lads. I just found it really strange. He's still pleading his innocence. That's what I just found that really weird, because, like I say, he's still pleading his innocence even when he was going off the park.
I thought that might have been his laddie with him.
Yeah. Well, it's really weird because all the
Into the
Irish,
fold.
yeah, exactly. So they'd even spread the kids out so somebody would stand in front of him, and it was only until like he stood away from Anthony Gordon, and obviously because he hadn't got the warm up top on, everybody starts looking at this guy. It's like, who the bloody hell are you? And away you go. But like I say, the live cameras never pan that far across, and I did wonder what Anthony Gordon was looking at. To be fair,
I mean, also on a serious note, I mean, that's a potential
well, absolutely.
breach of, massive breach of security, isn't it?
Security, yeah,
For
of course it
somebody to be
is.
able to get that close.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's another thing, isn't it? You got to think that, like, getting that close to any of the lads, anything could have happened.
Yeah.
So again, let's just have a listen now to Anthony Gordon post match comments. He, like I say, he comes across really well for his age, and like I say, he's always very interesting to listen to. Just trying to make it.
Anthony, well done. You talked about the importance in the week of coming in and wanting to make an impression, having got that chance. How do you think you did?
I think I did well. I think I showed my strengths. I thought I was dangerous, especially in the first half. Like I said, when H comes in, I know I can be dangerous in behind and cause teams problems because they've sort of got to pick the poison in what way they want to defend. We created a lot of chances from it, so I'm still getting my fitness from the summer. So after them runs, I was knackered, but yeah, I thought I'd done well.
What worked in particular in that first half? Because there was a variety to England's play.
I think freedom. I think not, structured players here and there and everywhere. It's just like you had Jack going all over the pitch, and they couldn't really pick up where we were putting ourselves. And me and Mikhail tried to hold the width and the depth and make runs in behind so the lads could get in the ball more.
How important was today, do you think, for Jack Grealish? Having missed out on the summer, it was tough for him.
I think it's really important for his confidence just in an England shirt again. He's a top player. I think everyone knows that, but I think that position really suits him, where he's that free spirit. It's where he played at Villa, and I thought he was excellent today.
What did you make of the two Irishmen? And they got a little bit of stick, obviously, getting the goals.
I think it was destined, weren't it? I thought they made the game better, though. It was all fun and games. The atmosphere was top, and every time they got it was getting booed. It was a good atmosphere today.
I think Jack Grealish quite likes that role of a pantomime villain almost.
Yeah, he does. He definitely does. But he lived up to it, and whatever makes him play better, I think he'd take. So, yeah, fair play to him.
You talked about Lee's style, knowing from the under-21s, dynamic play, the need to be fluid. Did we see elements of that today that maybe we didn't see in the summer?
Definitely, I thought today was a really good showcase of that, of sort of positionless football in a sense, where people can pick the ball up wherever, intricate passing, but always with the main focus on we're trying to score goals. So we don't want everyone coming to the ball. That's sort of my role and Bakay's role, to stretch them and cause that danger in behind.
And where'd you place today for you in an England shirt? Because there was promise going into the Euros, frustration there. So is this the highlight so far in an England shirt?
Yeah, I would say so. I try to live in the present, so I don't try not to live in the past. Sorry, but now we got another game. I should have scored today, so I've still got a lot to work on. I owe Trent one for that pass. I'll make up for that.
Well done today.
Thank you.
Did really well, and it was. We both said, didn't we, how nice it was to actually see him actually show a little bit of form again, and a little bit of promise. Because it was evident on the first half that he was leaving everything out on the pitch, and I think that's exactly what he did. He did everything he needed to do, and he certainly showed what we could have had if Southgate in the summer wouldn't go with the usual crew, his usual go-to team. That obviously failed, and it failed miserably.
Interesting then what he said as well, which was confirming the point that you made that I wasn't quite happy with. Saying, I was tired.
Yeah.
In the second half, presumably he's in brackets, having run myself into the ground in the first half.
Yeah, he'd left it all in the park.
But say I'm not too happy with that, if I'm honest, because By now, for me, he should be up to speed, up to fitness.
Yeah, but if you think, when you look at it, and it did take me a little bit of time to get my head around it, exactly your sentiments there, right? Now, he's played 4 minutes of football throughout the
Yeah.
summer, even though he's trained. But I often say there's a massive difference from
Oh
actually,
yeah, I appreciate
yeah,
that as a total
because
difference
these guys
between
do the
match
running
minutes.
when they're even off, off season. They still go and do their
Yeah.
morning jogs and stuff like that to keep themselves in shape. But the difference between match fitness and training is miles apart, because you've got the mental strain as well. And that's what people don't often think about is, when you're concentrating for 45 minutes per off, as well as, because you've still got to think about your position, you've still got to try and support the team. So there's a lot of mental fatigue as well that comes into football. It's not just physical fatigue. Um, so yeah, I can understand it now. I've actually thought about it, because, like I said, it was a fact that he's only played 4 minutes, and he came back off the Euros and then had a fortnight away. So he's missed all of the pre-season matches, and really now has only just started to play. He's 4 games in now, and you can see like even today, come the 50th minute, 55 minutes, he'd gone. He was starting to go backwards rather than. And there was a point where I can't remember the lad's name now. It'll come to me in a minute. He was trying to track back, and he'd left him. He was gone, and he was
Benny.
falling further and oh yeah, Ogbenny. He was falling further and further afield, and that's what I said. It's going to take him a good 6 weeks, I think, for us to see the full benefit from him. And like I said, you don't know if there was any mental side of it as well. Like I say, when you feel as though you've not had a great tournament because the manager hasn't played you, it can affect you as well mentally, from actually being at your very best. I mean, you saw the difference when he won the Euros under 21s with Carsley, and the way he lit the stadium alight when he was at Newcastle, in that same season, because he didn't really have much of a break. He literally hit the ground running, and he never
We've
looked
got
back.
PD Casey, when he was playing for England last summer as well, he's had no break. Yeah, but that's exactly the point I'm making. That if you're saying the reason he's tired is because he's still recovering from last year, effectively, when he's played 2 full seasons without a break, having played and starred in the England under 20s tournament. If you're saying that is the reason that he's tired now, having had effectively bar 4 minutes, he's had that whole close season off, then I don't follow you. Yes, I agree that would you can argue that there would be a reason why towards the back end of last season he might tire, he might run out of gas, because he'd played 2 full seasons, 2 years virtually non-stop, but he didn't.
Mm.
And then he's had his rest. He was at the Euros, but like we say, he didn't get any match minutes at all. So which are we arguing? Are we arguing that he's fatigued because he's never had a break, full stop? Or are we saying that he's not match fit because he hasn't played any minutes, or is it a combination of both?
It's the latter. It's the fact that he's only had training the entire summer, and that just doesn't get you up to match fitness whatsoever. And that's why when you see them coming back from match fitness, is you've got to do it in a periodic way, and that's why when we went to, if you think about it, when we went to Australia, obviously it was two different teams, because you don't want it was still right at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So the last thing you want to do is for the lads to go back then into their European or Copa America situations where they can pick up injuries because obviously they're continually training and playing. So it's about giving them a little bit of break when they need it. But the problem with Anthony Gordon is he's had an extended break because he's only actually played 4 minutes during the whole of the summer, and his holiday has then obviously crept into the game.
Yeah, I understand all of that.
And that's where then now you've got to try and build his energy levels up to last the 90 minutes. And at the minute, like I say, he's probably lasting up to about an hour at full pelt. Well, we know that that's not Anthony Gordon because we've never really questioned his fitness, have we?
But GTFL saying there, when you're missing the point, he's had no pre-season,
None
which
whatsoever.
is
Yeah.
massive at their level. Well, he didn't have a pre-season with Newcastle, but presumably he was doing just as much training and, whatever you want to call it, with England in preparation for the Euros as he would have been doing with Newcastle.
Mm.
Uh,
Like I say, the
So
trading side of it.
I'm
it's
not
the
missing the
same.
point. I just, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong. It's just to me, by the middle of September, he should be up to speed.
It's like I said, it's funny because, like I say, you always think that footballers, I look at some of the lower tier footballers, if you like, the First Division, League One and League Two, and even the National League, and you look at some of their lads, and they play 40 odd games a season. They play a lot of the weekend, midweek, weekend, week in, week out, and they very rarely seem to get injured. Or I say they do get injured, but it seems as if they flow all the time. And the problem is, it's as much of it. It's like a kick and rush type football, where obviously when you're dealing with a high level of football, it's more of, like say, you've got the other fatigue that comes into it, and that's the mental fatigue. And even though these lads on a training ground, because even though they're concentrating for what the gaffer's telling them to, once you get into the actual drift of it, it's stop, start most of the time, because the lads will get back into a shape, and the gaffer will explain some more, and they'll go again. In a match, it's free flowing. You've got to have the physical and mental ability to continue for the 90 minutes. And like I say, at the minute, you can see that Anthony Gordon is nowhere near that.
And yet Kenny W was saying Sandro played the full 90 minutes and he's had virtually no game time for
No
nearly a
football.
year.
That's right. But you don't know. This is what I keep saying. We don't know, as because he's had a couple of games. Obviously, we had the one in Germany, and he's had the one in Burnley. Was it at Burnley?
Yeah.
He had that game. We don't know what other games that he's had. He could have had some games with the lads that weren't playing. The under-21s could.
But so are you saying that still counts as?
Well, it's still football. Yeah, because what as that it looks, it's behind closed doors. So he could have had those match minutes when nobody's watching him, and that's what I'm saying. Where when you're a first team regular, you will just be pulled into the first team squad. I'm not saying he has. I'm just saying there was plenty of opportunity last year for Sandro to get game time with the other teams. Not obviously he wouldn't have been in a full side, but he would have played under 21s against the 18s and so on and so on. So he probably would have had more minutes in his legs than over the summer, where obviously he had a couple of games. But you're right. I mean, Sandro he looked amazing for Italy against France. I mean, absolutely outstanding. 90 minutes, and like I say, I hope that lad carries that forward. Another lad who looked sharp, and I suppose we need to have a look at this is Sanusi, who scored a nice little goal against Switzerland. And you can see here, he picks the ball up on the edge of the box, typical Anti-Gordon type of style, and bang into the bottom corner. So well done, Sanusi. Did really well.
That's the first time I've seen that.
Oh well, there you go.
Nice
I'm glad
goal.
yeah, it was a really good goal. And again, this is
I was
what
looking for it and couldn't find it anywhere.
Well, you know the goals I haven't seen. I know it sounds crazy. Is Isak's goals for Sweden? I
Oh,
just
well,
haven't had a
honest to
chance.
God, when you look for it, it took me ages to find them. Because when you
Yeah.
look for them, there's millions of bloody gaming things. You know, and
Oh, really?
you're clicking on them and it's saying live Azerbaijan, Sweden, and you go
Yeah,
on. It's bloody animate, and the animation. Some of the animation is so good that you don't realize it's not the actual match.
yeah. Oh my
And
days.
so I must have looked at about at least a dozen. And of course, you've got to watch all the shit that goes on beforehand, all the prelims, before
Yeah.
they actually cut to the thing, and then and when I was going to the surgeon, and then some of it's in foreign languages, which I'm not bothered about the commentary. I just wanted to say the goal. It must have taken me about a best part of an hour to actually find the goals.
I got you. Yeah. Like I say, I haven't really had a look for them, and that's the top bottom of it, if I'm honest. But I will
But
have a quick.
we've mentioned it before, but the lovely thing about that was Isak scored the first two, and then he won a penalty himself, got brought down in the penalty area, and so he could have taken the penalty for his hat trick, but he gave the penalty to Djokayev because he provided the assists for his first two goals, and they had been having a discussion throughout that training camp as to who was going to take the penalties. And the manager said to them, well, you can, sort it out between yourselves. So that was a lovely bit of sportsmanship. And I say, roll on January when we've got all our millions to spend, and let's have him and all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's
The
going to be
Joker,
interesting, isn't it?
Djokovic, man.
Yeah, the Joker, as
The
you
Joker,
call
he'll
him.
be if he comes to the tune, we'll have the Batman and Joker.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's have a quick look at some of the chats. Geordie Toon for Life. Gay played right of the two at centre back for England. Who would have thought he could do that being right-footed? Win's thoughts. Come on, Win.
Yeah. Well,
He did all right, actually.
He did all right. Absolutely did all right. All I'm saying is, if I'm going to pay £70 million for a right centre back, I'd rather buy a right centre back than somebody who's predominantly been playing left centre back. That's all I'm saying. He did, and by the way, he's only played left centre back for England up till now. But yeah, he did fine. He did fine.
Yeah. He played a sublime ball out of the back when he was getting pressed, and it was like a right-footed flick through to Rice that just split the lads, the Irish lads that was pressing him. Lovely little ball. Kenny W, didn't the elite fan with Howe get jail time? I believe he did. I know the lad who smacked Jack Grealish when he was playing at Villa. He got jail time. And I'm sure now encroachment onto the ground, if that's what you're alluding to, I'm sure that does come with, obviously, he gets banned
that was
for life now.
The one that Kenny's referring to there is when we played Leeds, and they were actually in our dugout. The kid was.
Well, he come up and pointed his finger at him, didn't he? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I said. I think even encroaching onto the pitch is a life ban. For some grounds anyway. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with him, because obviously he's frog march out. Michael McIntyre is hello. I am bored. Are you bored of all the internationals?
I thought Michael, we had to put that in because normally you just give our money without putting any comment in. So I thought it was only fair that we put a comment in.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's hope when you're watching us, you're not bored. Let's hope that we are going to relieve your boredom.
Yeah, relieve the pressure. Hells is saying he flowed through the game. He played his part brilliantly. His speed and obviously on point. To be fair, we both said, it was what I loved about England today was the fluidity, the actual movement where everybody played into different positions, that nobody stood still like we saw in Euros a lot of the time. Everybody had a job to do, and every time that Kane come deep, you'd got the likes of Gordon trying to get him behind, and even everybody. Royce was getting forward at any point, knowing full well that he'd got support at the back.
That was the whole point, Gary. Everybody was getting forward. There was none of this passing it back to the back three and them three passing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 across the back. It was dynamic.
Absolutely. Now, like I said, we said during the match, we just both hope that it kickstarts Anthony Gordon's season now. And even Isaac, if you like, because obviously with him scoring a couple of goals and obviously could have got his hat-trick, it will be interesting to see. Jamstasha, Gay looked very good. Should have listened to Chris instead of Mighty Win and paid the 70 million.
Yeah, by the way, it's me that's starring all these. This is all
Yeah,
self-criticism.
they are actually. Yeah, well, I've been looking at the videos. He's the one who's been smacking himself, if you like. PDK looking forward to Gordon and Sandro coming back.
And Isaac.
Yeah. And Isaac, absolutely. Kenny, Gay didn't happen. Won't happen. Move on. Well,
that was in relation to everybody else said we should have listened to.
Yeah. You're right, Kenny. We'll find a bigger, better centre-back next summer. Well, they're out there. It's like I said, it's. I think we've got to understand what's going on behind the scenes, I think, at the minute. John Shaw was a good international break for us. Isaac turns down a hat-trick. Tonala showed his quality and Gordon embarrasses Southgate, showing what we were missing in the summer. And that's so true, isn't it? If you look at all the lads that went out, I mean, like I said, it was a shame we didn't get to see Tino. We knew we weren't going to get to see Popey, but, at the end of the day, we know what Popey can do. But it would have been nice for Tino to come and grace the grass for 10 minutes, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Just to give him the cap. Right, so that's everything that's starred at the moment.
Yep.
Have I missed anything else before I Geordie Team for Life as an example? Have we done that one? As an example, he won't have had a complete test with England as they came straight after season ended. It's completely different at international level. Are you talking about Anthony Gordon?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think when you go to an England camp, in your first training session, I think they'll probably do quite a few bleep tests then.
Yeah, but it's all relaxed. You know what I mean? Because the last thing they want, they don't push you to the limit where you're going to get injured. They try and do it at a relaxed point where obviously everybody's monitored anyway. And that's the difference. Just having a quick look. I didn't realise that. Sorry, you just put that one up.
Yeah.
What do you guys think Howe's excuse will be when he starts Longstaff over Tonali? Well, let's show you what his excuse is, shall we? Because in actual fact, as if by magic, there is a reason, according to what I've found today, is Eddie's excuse for playing Longstaff over Tonali. I didn't realise this actually how it works out, but it's as simple as this. I mean, you've got Eddie Howe, having a chat here.
65 miles to the go. Honestly,
why are you saying these things, and why then aren't you in one? Why are you in that VW?
It's the up exclamation mark. I brought this because I like it.
Well, hang on, you've just...
No, I like it. This is brilliant, but I like this. Let me put it to you this way, Hammond. You can buy better dogs than my West Highland Terrier, but I like my West Highland Terrier. Yes, it bites the postman, and it lays dog eggs all over the kitchen, and it steals food, but it's brilliant. And it goes, if this had ears, it'd go like that. 65 miles to the go.
I mean, what more do you need to know? I mean, that is the reason, apparently, why they choose Longstaff over Tonali. I mean, it's simple when you work it out.
Because he leaves dog eggs in the kitchen.
Because he leaves dog in the kitchen. Oh my! You know, when I saw that earlier on, I was in bits. I was actually in bits because you couldn't write, you couldn't script it, and like I say, Cloud's whacking that up as you've just done that. I'm just thinking, oh, I must play that
serendipity
today.
or what?
Yeah, indeed. Mason's put down that the lad who punched Grealish has died apparently not so long ago. I didn't realise that, buddy. That's what probably you get for smacking somebody that you shouldn't. A life ban from watching England. Might walk onto the pitch myself. That's typical bear. Oh dear. I love it. James Cuff has come one here. Hope Mitchell uses these few months before January to sort out our scouting and recruitment system. Although I don't know what Cashworth did during the time here, thought that would have been his job. Well, like I said, I think you're right. Cashworth should have been implementing certainly a broader and wider scouting spectrum. But obviously that was Steve Nixon as well, and Andy Howe were involved in that. So you can't throw the blame all onto Cashworth's shoulders. But he makes some bloody noise when he comes on. He moans at everybody else, you know, doesn't he? For
I think he spent all day on the sunbed.
I think he has. Or he's fuming. Look at him. Yeah, exactly.
My camera ain't working, man. My camera ain't working.
We can see that beautiful complexion.
You're clattering away there.
How ass fuck?
Yeah, and that's exactly what it's about. So how are you, Christopher?
I've got no idea what he's got going on in the background.
No, mate.
Oh, what's going on, man?
What was the final score for USA and Canada?
To be honest, I didn't even watch it.
All right.
I didn't even watch it, man. I was watching Peru.
Hells is asking.
Oh, Hells is hard. What was the final score between... you know what? Let me look it up. It should be... I know it's tonight. It's right now. It's actually right now it should begin playing. It's right now.
Oh, you should have put it on, man.
Yeah, but you know, we got Newcastle stuff, man. Priority. You know. But no, yeah, that's fine.
From Ian Felling and membership has gone to Carl Little. So welcome on board, Carl. Please try and keep your memberships for us. That's a lovely gift again from Ian Fleming. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Ian.
Thank you, Bonnie lad.
Thank you, Bonnie lad, indeed. Have you had a good day, mate?
Hey, man, it's been. I've been driving a lot, but trying to make it on time, and then my camera stopped working. I got a new camera, and it stopped working. I mean, it didn't work. But yeah,
2-1 to Canada, apparently.
It's already 2-1.
2-1 according to Jamstasher, yeah. Interesting. You reckon Poch is going to get the sack before he starts?
Oh yeah.
No, I tell you, I was impressed with Canada in the.
I'm mate. I must admit that. Yeah, I'm mate.
In the what do we call it? The Copa America?
Copa America, yeah. I tell you, I love that keeper. That keeper, what a sweeper keeper he was.
James Cuff has put down. Of course, we can heap the blame all on one person, especially if the individual screwed us over. We're fans; it's our job. Yeah, that's true, mate. Daniela Stewart. Okay, England won, but I thought Carson was poor using the subs. It seems like he did not want to destroy Ireland. Not a top international manager. You know, I didn't critique him for his point of view of not bringing in the subs when he did, when it started to go a little bit pop, and we needed to have a little bit more of momentum to bring on. And there was lots of good attacking-minded midfielders on the bench that I thought Carson could have done better with. So I agree with you, matey. I do think it was probably a little bit of support for the lads in green at times. didn't want to go and embarrass them too much. According to Beer Viking, Canada taking the P. John David has scored.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
That's not good. Dude, I literally Googled. I Googled it, and nothing came up. So
Oh, right, okay.
No.
So you guys, I watched a great show this, by the way, last night. Sorry I couldn't be with you guys, but I had an absolutely horrific head. I just couldn't get rid of my headache, and it just got worse and worse and worse. I went to bed at 9 o'clock. Didn't wake up till 10 this morning. That is literally unheard of by me. I never do that.
Thank you too.
Hells, well, yeah. Oh, sorry, I've just took it off as you put it on, Chris. That's gone to Howe. Welcome on board, another member. Howe.
Man. Thank you for the super chats, man. That's unbelievable. This month we kind of haven't had really much of those, so appreciate the ones that are willing to do it. It's well taken, of course, and thank you for your support. To keeping us afloat. But good stuff. Helzazar, Ian Fleming, thank you, folks. Thank you, fellas. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And if you're giving a membership, please renew it. Help us a lot.
Absolutely. So, I watched your run this morning, Chris. When I got up, I'd seen what you were doing with your freebies last night and who you would go for, and it was quite strange to actually wake up to this rumour on transfer markets.
Who is it?
Man United were interested, and then if you scroll down, it had got the Newcastle badge as well. And they said, but then it says market value of 35 million. And I'm thinking, okay, that's
about 20-something pounds.
Yeah,
so not
pounds,
bad.
exactly, euros to pounds.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, there you go. The lads were talking about it last night, and everybody said no. Completely blanked it.
No, I said I would go and fettle his mother.
Yeah.
You said no, man. What the hell? I don't understand this dude. Literally, he switches on and off. It's unbelievable. You literally said no yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. And then literally what I've seen this evening, which scared the crap out of me, if I'm honest, was this little beauty. Bear with me a second, because it's a bit further down than I anticipated. Oh, I hope I've saved it, because I was gobsmacked. There you go. Let's do this one, because this one, I hope, presents to you like it presented to me, because it was, oh my God.
I had to. Who is it? What is it?
Are you ready for this? Got a Man United shirt on. Who do you think it is?
Martial.
Nope. Anthony. The rumour is it that we are in January going to offer, if we don't get a Langer, because that's the rumour, we're going to go back in for a Langer for 40 million. If we don't get a Langer, we're looking at Anthony.
Really?
That's the rumour.
Well, where's the rumour come from?
Here we go, this guy.
Well, like I said, this is the Shields Gazette. Yeah, which is bullshit. But I've read it on a couple of sources now.
No, Shields Gazette.
This is good, man.
But they do write what they want to write. That's what I'm saying. Without going too far, I've seen so many false reports come out of there. It's unreal, because it's all about clickbait. But I have read that Eddie Howe likes him, likes the way he plays, and thinks he could offer Newcastle something different. So I thought it would be a nice evening on a Saturday night after, we've all had a nice relaxing day.
You're trying to piss us off.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to do.
Let's drop the mic time. Boom.
Yeah. Nah, man. No, Martial, you couldn't pay. Not Martial. Sorry. Anthony. To me, man, he is just bad. He's just bad. He's not Premier League. He's not Premier League type, man.
Well, some of the comments was the only player that makes Almiron look like Messi. And it was something like it was going down a load, and everybody was saying, "Why on earth would you want to go in for the likes of Anthony?" And like I said, I don't know. I don't know what the situation is there.
There you go. Can you guys hear me better now?
That's
Yeah. Well, I just thought you were in the distance. I mean, we could still hear you. Okay.
My mic was all screwed up. Damn it! I hate it when it does that. But Mason, thank you, brother. Mason, look, you need to sort your mic out. Good stuff, Mason. Mason, tomorrow, Jordy show. So show up, man. Stop playing.
Oh dear. So interesting to see where that one goes.
Let's keep this simple layout for a minute.
Oh, crikey, we've gone different again, haven't we?
Yeah,
I like that one, Chris. I like that. I like that a lot.
It's just simple, man.
Simple.
We can actually see Mighty Win's couch.
Yeah, indeed.
Couches. By the way, his couches are not that clean. In real life.
I'm sure they are.
But Mighty Win.
That's the one that gets the work.
Sorry I showed up late, Mighty Win, but let me introduce you to your music, man.
Believe me, together we can change history.
I can't be bothered with all this YouTube politics.
Oh, we're still online. You haven't been cancelled yet, then, Chris.
We haven't been cancelled. Yesterday we had a few, notifications, but it wasn't that big. I don't know how long we're gonna keep this music stuff. Gary, I obviously didn't have time because you messaged me late about your song.
Oh yeah, I wasn't even thinking about it, mate. To be fair, because like I say, I'd had this blinding headache.
I think this is the Darth Vader bike rider, because I know you like your riding bikes. So I love me some Brock. Hey. So you're gonna beat some ass after this one.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought I was gonna see the bike. Hold on.
I'm surrounded by headbangers.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about this one? No, this is the other one.
Yeah.
I got one for Roy too, man. He ain't show up though. This is Roy's song. Look.
Yeah, I think he's busy at the minute, isn't he, with his club? He's doing a lot of work behind the scenes, bless him. Don't beat around the bush, mate. Say what you mean.
Apparently, Chris, are you aware that Iceland's manager worked at Roy's club for 3 years?
No, the Irish manager.
Yeah,
Roy's always talked about somebody that.
And he went to Jamaica, and he was at Jamaica for 3 years, then resigned Jamaica to take the Irish job, which is where McLaren's just gone. Irie man.
Well, I mean,
every course, man.
100%, man. I would.
Did you see the McLaren thing with the lads after his first
training
session?
We showed it yesterday.
Did you show it yesterday?
Yeah.
What's that?
Everything's gonna be Irish. Yeah. He was just like, saying this.
What's that? I love it. Oh, we saw this the other day, didn't we, Win?
Well, we were talking about something very similar, weren't we?
Yeah.
Because you hear all this nonsense about teams going to wherever, Old Trafford, or they go somewhere else, and they narrow the pitch and all the bits to go with it. And it's we found out that Newcastle's pitch is identical to Bournemouth. When they said they weren't used to playing so narrow and all this, the two pitches are identical. Can't remember what the dimensions were now, but if you look,
106, wasn't it?
The FA handbook, they were both absolutely identical. And strangely, Man United's, I think, was one of the smallest ones. Off the top of my head, I can't remember, GT.
Can't remember. No.
So you need to let us know.
Not without looking it up. Come on, answer the question. Come on, answer the question, he said. Well, I know nearly all of them work off the same parameters.
Well, they've all got to be within certain parameters, certainly.
Well, there's like I said, we had a look, didn't we? And there's because we were trying to, myth bust, if you like.
I seem to recall that Anfield was one of the smallest.
Wait, the
I thought Chelsea was one of the smallest. I think Chelsea's one of the smallest.
Was it? I know.
Yeah,
I think you've been watching
Chelsea's is the smallest.
Have you been watching
Nottingham Forest is the largest. Fulham's the smallest. Oh, well, there you go.
Oh,
like
well,
I know there's only a couple of meters in it, though.
we're talking about pitch, like the pitch.
Yeah, the pitch
look
length
what we got here.
and
Hey
size.
man, we got to get him on.
Royce Doon.
We got to get his because he'll lag for 20 minutes.
Oh, he's at work.
Wait a minute. We got to introduce Roy. Can you hear us? Just nod your head, yes sir, up and down. Can you hear us, Roy?
No, he's lagging.
No signal.
It's the Qatar internet, man. Man, I hooked my background on now, so I'm good. You got it on my shirt up, got the TV in the background. We're Gucci, man. Jumpadoni, I'm a little late. No, you're not, man. We're going. We don't even know what we're talking about. We're just gonna go with the wind. But it's but I didn't know that. So I thought you're not meaning stadium, it's just pitch.
Just pitch,
the pitch itself, the actual pitch.
Bournemouth was small as hell. Luton has to be one of the smaller.
Daniela. Royce Doon.
Roy's still lagging in the background, yeah.
No, still lagging. Daniela's there, West Ham fan, and she's obviously in the area for to listen to all the Spurs YouTubers having meltdown after the defeat last weekend. If you haven't seen it, go to Matt's Black and White Banter. He's done part 3 of the how do you deal with Eddie Howe's mags, and it's just a collage of all of the Tottenham fans before the game saying how they're gonna get revenge from this, that, and the other, and then their actual match reactions as it's happening. Fucking hilarious.
Matt, you better plug us in too, man. We're plugging your show. You better plug us in too. I have a private conversation with you, Nick. Nibada. But Spurs YouTubers, man, they're like, if you actually watch, I got a few friends. They're having beef with each other actually, all out in the open. So it's different kind of worms that not my cup of tea. But Jordy 2 for life. Chris, Luton are in the championship. I know they're in the championship, but they were just here last year. So basically, but Luton must have been the smallest last season.
I don't know. As I say, we looked at the handbook that had them all in, and there was very little different.
Yeah.
I forget why we're doing it, basically because somebody was saying that tactics should change again. I think it might have been the Bournemouth game when somebody was saying surely you've got to change your tactics against teams when they're playing on a much smaller pitch. And when we checked, the pitch is absolutely identical. Vitality Stadium, St James's Park.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hello.
Chris has got off.
We've got Royce Doon's disease.
I'm still here.
Still here, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's not Friday, but it's still Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. Still Saturday.
Come on now, get us Doon. It's Friday night and we're going to the tune.
Go to the tune.
It's Friday and we're going to the tune. I nearly hied myself off the bike a while when I seen more lass with a kid from Darasal. She said I never listened, something like that. I wasn't paying attention that she kicked us with the flat. I was kind of upset till I phoned up me mate.
Hurry up, get ready, and don't be late. Don't let nothing get you down. It's Friday night.
Come on, hit the chorus.
Come on, everybody get tuned. It's Friday night.
And we're going to the tune.
Come on, everybody get Doon. It's Friday night and we're going to the tune. Come on, everybody get Doon. Friday night and we're going to the tune.
Did you ever hear that song before, Mighty Win?
Well, yeah. Long time ago. I mean, that's from.
See, you know, I haven't heard you say YI in ever, like one or twice. So you don't say YI a lot.
YI, I say YI.
Nah, you don't say it a lot, man. You don't say it. You just said it, but you haven't said it probably like in a long time. You see, I'm just picking up, man, because you're a posh cat. You know, to be fair, I know you were posh.
I'm posh.
You were posh when you were selling those, trying to you know, allow cigarettes in the buildings. That's what you were posh at. But anyways, Beer Viking says, is there a line in the song about spending the bathroom money on an away trip? No. Don't know.
Different now.
Man.
Yeah, but look at that, man. So we are interested in this guy from France, Rabiot. Interesting.
So I'm Man United.
But the thing is, he's in about 150 a week, though.
Yeah.
That's.
Well,
I mean, you probably put that down, but if Man U are going to offer, then they can offer more money.
You know, here's the thing. Ashworth's been at Man U now for well before the officially, you know, before the transfer market. So sure, and they've done quite a bit of business. So why are they suddenly needing to get free agents?
Well, but see, that's the thing. Needing and that's for them to figure out. But what, you know,
we know why they need to, because what they've got's not good enough. The results have proved that.
We can't be petty and say, well, you know, we're not. They don't need them. You know, why do they have to take them away from us? Type ugly girlfriend type BS. You know, who gives a shit? I don't give a damn about Man U. So, you know, whatever they do with their money, it's whatever. But the fact of the matter is, we can't compete with salary. With salary, there's just no way we can't compete. And that's kind of, you know, where we're at.
What I'm thinking, Man United may just be if they've heard, for example, that we were interested, they'll say, well, hey, it's not going to cost anything. We'll go and get him. That'll stop Newcastle getting him.
You think they think like that, man?
I think it's possible.
You think clubs think like Newcastle's going to get,
especially when you bear in mind who that director of football is.
I mean, that's. I mean, I don't want to have delusion of persecution. You know what that means, old man?
I think it's a fabulous thing to be armed with.
You know, it's like you feel like somebody's always
look.
You're telling me, because I lock my doors 3 times. I check on my doors probably 5 times a night if they're locked. So, you know, listen, I have some of that you just always want to make sure, you know, always want to be secure, and you know, because something bad can always happen. But
you say I'm Mr. Nice Guy, so I don't have to do that. I don't have any worries.
Oh hell no! If I'll go there,
be somebody looking after my back.
When I go there, we're gonna lock that shit up, man. I'm telling you, we're not gonna be living in no open door, unlocked door. Fuck that. Wake up fucking, you know, with my neck cut off. Are you kidding me? No, but so, you know,
this is the civilized United Kingdom, not the barbaric.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay. Let's not talk about United Kingdom. You guys haven't been too friendly to other people around the world. But no, the thing is, though, look, I understand it, but what, you know, is every club out there going to just say, you know, well, snatch them up, let Newcastle don't get them? Because I don't know about all that, man. I just, why? I think it's so detrimental that to a team, to your own team, that why would you do that? I mean, if you don't want the player, he's gonna have him on the highway. Just and Gary Neville was just saying that you know, that they have PSR issues as well. That's why they had to sell Scott McTominay. Don't know about that, because they did tell publicly and said that if Scott wants to leave, he has to make it public that he wants to leave, and you know, if he doesn't, he doesn't. So I don't know really, you know, the actual truth there, but if they have PSR issues, but you know, the fact of the matter is he going to be good for Newcastle? I think that we have zero midfield coverage. We talk about the right wing, which is right. We talk about the defense, which is right. Actually, in the defense, we probably have coverage, not quality coverage, but we got coverage nonetheless. And we know where the bread and butter is in the midfield. And you can probably get away to a certain extent with a juvenile like a Alex Murphy at center back if something goes awry and everybody is hurt. Which that shouldn't happen anyway, because you got Burncraft, you got Shar, you got Kelly that can play there. So it's not the center back, because it was Gay. That's why I was like, come on, bring him on, because that's his quality. You know what I'm saying? But if you would have told me anybody else, I mean, look at the midfield, man. One goes down.
Did you watch the England game today?
No, I don't.
Well, Gay played right centre back, and he was atrocious.
Oh, here we go, man, with the same thing. But back to my point before I was rudely interrupted.
He played brilliant, by the way.
Exactly. I bet he did. I bet he played brilliant.
He did.
It was amazing, man. I guarantee he was amazing.
If you'd been on time, you would have seen all the chat backing you up.
And we definitely need Gay though. That's the fact. We need to get Gay. But my point is, man, if somebody goes down in that midfield, we are
knackered.
Think about it. We are, man. You can't trust Willock. He's just like Callum Wilson, probably not as bad, but getting there. You can't count on him. He's great. When he comes on, he plays amazing, and then he's off 10 minutes later. But so you can't count him. So you get back to the same old, man. Longstaff and everybody criticizing Longstaff week after week. The happy clappers criticizing them. They forget the next day, but they criticize them. The bet wetters criticize them all week. So yeah, it's the same drama, the same nonsense week after week, and we have no midfield, man. If one goes down, by the way, we are clear that Tonali starts against Wolves, right? Or do we have any questions? Any?
No, I don't think there's any questions now, to be fair.
Do you see that assist?
Oh, did you see the game?
Did you see
I watched the entire game. Bloody hell. He was absolutely unbelievable for 90 minutes. Well, 95 minutes. I mean, even in the 95th minute, he was still tearing them up. And that one where he sucked him in from the left side of defence and then just beat him on the outside was phenomenal. Absolutely fantastic. If he doesn't start against Wolves, then sorry, there has got to be serious questions.
I
asked
agree.
about him.
Like I said,
because I'm not being funny. The way that lad played, he would get him a team before Bruno.
Oh, I mean, it's
he'd be my first name on the sheet if he can produce that performance that he's producing. And don't forget, they weren't playing Ireland, the opposition that he played against the other day. Exactly, there was a total different bloody opposition as well. So if you can't tell me that this lad should not be involved in the game from the start against Wolves, then there's something really wrong. And whether that's Eddie Howe obviously holding it against him about last year, then again you don't know how Eddie Howe thinks or how he looks at his players. If these lads have been loyal to him all through the year that these guys weren't available, does he think about picking his best 11 every week in, week out? Well, we know he doesn't. But now he has got the opportunity to show his true colours, hasn't he? But you're right. We've been weak in midfield for a couple of seasons now.
But
and now we've lost Anderson. We're even weaker.
Nobody talks about that, man. Nobody talks.
Well, I said at the start of the season, mate, that we needed a midfielder. I said a right winger, centre back, and a midfielder to back everybody up. Because we've only got the three that are in there now of quality.
But this is the thing. B Rag is talking about Rabiot's contract potentially. All you gotta do is give him a year contract, man. Prove yourself. Nobody else wants you. Give him a year, and that's it. You know what I mean?
You've missed some of the previous chat. Apparently, his agent is looking for a £39 million
Oh,
3-year
I don't think.
contract.
Yeah, but that ain't gonna happen.
So that would be 26 million left on his.
You can probably
And,
give him.
and by the way, that's paying him £260,000 a week.
You can probably give him a few, $5 million, if you really value him like that. But I mean, it's yeah. I mean, he's got to know that, and they have to know that they're not in a position to be.
Can I answer this one?
Yeah.
Why didn't he pick him against Spurs?
Of his band, that's absolutely right. He didn't pick him up against Spurs. No, he came up
So
late.
that's what I'm saying. You tell me why he didn't pick him against Spurs then. I mean, he's proved his fitness. He's obviously played 95 minutes.
And Jordy too, for like, we can't not act as if we haven't seen Eddie not replace Longstaff. Even when Joe Willock, see, we always tend to say we had a lot of injuries. We did, right? But at some point in time, there are many games where Longstaff could have been relieved from his duties. At some point, you could have put Willock when he was available, and could have rotated. So it's not that everybody was hurt 24/7, 365 out of the year, and Longstaff had to play regardless. There was at some point, because we were there criticizing it, and there's a reason why the vast majority of fans have this tendency to think that Eddie is stubborn. And Mighty Wayne has even said that he's stubborn at times. So he needs to learn, and hopefully he learns or whatever. But
just want to answer this question as well, if I can, Chris. He wasn't throwing up against Forest. He got smacked in the Adam's apple. And if anybody's had a smack in the Adam's apple from a flaying hand, it spasms for a couple of minutes, and it feels like at times you can't breathe. And it looked like if you looked at him, it did look like he was throwing up, but he wasn't. It was just a spasm of the Adam's apple. The cricoid rings actually at the bottom of the Adam's apple spasm. They go quite tight when they're in shock. So you've just got to be careful of that. And that's why the guys come on board from the sideline. Got nothing to do with his fitness whatsoever.
Mark says, Chris, why do you always keep pissing my beer? In my beer? I don't know what I did there. Oh, he says, Chris, you seriously don't think Ashworth is childish, a childish, self-entitled prick? Wow. Well, first of all, I don't know him, so I couldn't tell you if he's a self-entitled prick, childish, self-entitled prick. All I know is he saw, he saw another job. I'm sure Man United pays him more, and he wanted to go. He was trashed for doing that. Definitely, he never lasts long at one job. But as far as him being, all that, I don't know. And to be fair, literally, man, we got to think that every time that everybody's against us, which to a certain extent I could sort of agree with that. The Premier League certainly probably don't want another Man City, etc. So I'm gonna give you all that. That's 100%. But then, so we can't live then. We just can't. We can never live. We can never take action. We can never be proactive. We can never, because we always, think that somebody is against us and somebody's gonna. Hey, mind you, I mean, I won't be naive to say that they don't have a push. They do have a push. It's a big club, but I don't know, man. We also got another big club, Man City, on our side on a lot of things, and so I don't know, man. I don't even know where to go with that. I mean, I don't know.
On the bright side,
but no, not on the bright, not on the bright side, actually, because I will agree with you. So I'm actually, just going to contradict myself, but I do agree, because I think Parrish didn't want to sell to us because we are Saudi owned. That's my assumption now, based on what I've seen. So maybe that does side with you. The biggest question for us, though, sorry, Beer Wagon says, on this day in NUFC history in 2020, Newcastle signed Ryan Fraser. Well, on a lighter note.
That's
but
what I'm saying. On a lighter
was it 2020? Wasn't it today that we signed for 20 million Callum Wilson?
Oh,
yeah, we signed them both on the same day, didn't we?
Chris,
Same day, yeah.
What would you give F16 put of 10? What is that,
Chris? What would you give
F16 out of 10?
Out of 10.
Who's F16 or what is F16?
I don't know. I thought that was
Neither
Jordy.
do I.
That's not Jordy then. F16. anyways, no,
It's a fighter plane, isn't it?
Yeah.
F-16.
But my question is actually, because this whole thing, I was very surprised because that's concerning. The fact that Nottingham Forest denied 50 million for Elanga, and we are, from everything over the reports, they have PSR issues. They were deducted points, right? No, not them. Or were they?
Yeah, they
They
were
originally.
And
but
so
when we bought Vlachodimos from them, that solved
yeah, but
last
still, I
year's
mean,
problem.
they're not going to they're not, they don't have an Adidas deal. They don't have stuff that we have. It's a different level. So, and the same thing with Crystal Palace. Don't need money, I understand, but they're not competing for anything, in my honest opinion, with all the due respect to the powerful and almighty Crystal Palace, the Eagles. And so you are seeing that we cannot persuade smaller teams with money. And that's what surprises me. That's actually, I've had that in my mind now since then. Never brought it up because I forgot about it, but now I do, because always what happened was, and it happens everywhere in football. It happens a lot in South America, in Argentina, River Plate, Boca Juniors, and all that stuff. It happens with big clubs in Brazil. Happens with big clubs everywhere. That it's almost like an unfair thing where smaller clubs can never keep their players because the big dog comes and takes all their talent, pays money, they leave, and then all of a sudden they have to do it all over again, right? Had to get a new guy, had to get a young guy from the academy, build them up, play good, and all of a sudden here comes a Man City, here comes a Man United, a Liverpool, snatches the young talent, they buy them, and all of a sudden they become stars in those clubs, right?
Clubs have done that.
But it's because of money, because they have money. It's not, it's about money. And of course, the players want to play for big teams, but it's about money.
And that's the problem with the Premier League. Effectively, there are no small clubs in the Premier League.
Yeah, there are a lot of
in real terms. No, because they're all getting £100 million a year.
Yeah, but Man City,
every one of them.
Man City makes more money than Crystal Palace. So
yeah. But they're getting £100 million a year, so they don't need money to stay afloat.
Well,
which they used to do back in the day.
Yeah. They were
the only way Newcastle survived
at one time
was by selling our best players. Waddle, Beardsley, Gascoigne was just a production line that as soon as we developed a player, one of the big teams would come and take him.
All clubs, I mean, all clubs make money. Even in La Liga, they make money. So essentially they're all rich businesses. They don't have as much money to compete for the league, to get all these players, because it takes a lot of money, triple the money, to pay for Mbappe and all those guys. So, to that extent, yes, but at the end of the day, when you keep it relevant to what football money is, because everything is expensive in football. I mean, if I own Luton, I'll have an island, a private island, man. You know what I mean? So it's because it's a lot of money. I don't think Roy's still frozen, I think.
Are you still frozen, Roy? Can you hear us?
It's still a lot of money. However, for the grand scheme of things, if they want to compete for the Premier League, they're not going to be able to. Simple as that.
I think the biggest thing you've got to look at now is the fact that a lot of the teams, even the big teams, as you say, the Liga, Serie A, everywhere, the big teams in these leagues find a replacement before they sell the big guns, or they've got a replacement looked at, and they've got the money behind them to actually go ahead and do it. We've come to the crossroads, and this is what I was saying to Win. We've got potentially 9 players that will be leaving on a free contract at the end of January. They can talk to whoever they like and go as a free at the end of the season. And we're in a sticky situation now because we've only got a squad of 31. And out of them 31, yes, you can say that a lot of those players that are coming to the end of the contract aren't really going to support the 11, apart from a couple.
Roy, are you there? Hold on.
Yeah, it looks better now.
Roy, are you there? Give me a thumbs up if you hear us, man.
Yes, you can hear us.
Yeah, right.
We got to introduce Roy with a special song. This is a special intro.
As long as he dances.
Are you there, Roy? Come on. Hey. That's the Iron Sheik, man. Hey.
I can see myself now.
Hey. Yeah, your glasses have gone foggy, man.
Yeah, I like that stuff. I like that. No, I like the last bit. Punani stuff.
Roy, what's happening, man? Where you at?
I'm at the Meridian in Qatar. Let me see the bucket. Look at this. We've just signed a player. He's actually a right winger. That's funny enough.
Oh, that's funny.
So,
I know. I was gonna ask you actually yesterday about a certain player. Your glasses are fogged up, man, aren't they?
I know it's a bit humid. I'm right next to the sea. It's,
From the bottom of the
behind me.
sea.
Can you see behind me?
Yeah. It's come
Um,
from the air conditioning out to the wall.
Yeah, it's freezing inside, and on the outside is humid. So it's getting better now. I can feel it.
Yeah.
but
We can start to see those beautiful eyes.
Aye.
who was the mighty win that we were looking at? What did you have a Rafinha, Brazilian guy?
Yeah, he's the brother of the Liverpool
The other one. Yeah, the Liverpool.
Yeah. He's a free agent. Don't sign him, shite.
Well, he was doing the free agency yesterday, but he played for Al Arabi, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. He's worse than Wilson. I mean, when he's fit, great, because he came from PSG.
Yeah.
When he's fit, he's great, but he's never fit. And we just really his contract finished, and we just let him go. But he plays them. I'm not sure how many games he had last season. He probably played like half or less than half. And the intensity here is not even half as hard as the Premier League. So he'll not last 34 games there.
No.
And I've never seen him doing a full power sprint last season. And I knew it. I knew there's something wrong with him.
Yeah.
So he's gone. We've got a new kid now. He's 17 from Real. Well, no, he's not 17. He's 23. He's from Real Betis. Yeah. He's a right winger from Real Betis, and he played against Real Madrid just a few days ago.
Oh wow!
And his name's Rodri. Funny enough.
Yeah. That's the one we were interested in.
Was it?
No. I mean, like
Rafinha was the one that was a free agent.
No.
Us doing the show.
Yeah. No, I don't.
He had a lot of talent, good talent.
But his brother. His brother was released from Liverpool as well. Alcantara.
Yeah, Alcantara. Yeah, Thiago Alcantara.
Yeah, they're brothers.
Yeah.
So
One
Rafinha
played for Spain, the other one for Brazil. Rafinha.
Yeah, they both have dual nationalities.
Yeah, for Spain, because they live in Spain forever, but they're Brazilian. But Thiago Alcantara decided to play for Spain. I think he might have won something, maybe not really actually. I don't think
he's won the Champions League with Liverpool.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that. But
national team stuff. No, he wasn't in the squad last year.
Yeah. Shout out to Reedy Caboose. Says I don't see any of these links of a signing. No, I mean we're gathering. Oh, let me look at your picture, man. Oh, he got something on his head.
I think we shouldn't sign anyone unless it's better than what we've got.
Hey, people! Now there's a link on Rabiot. Now there's a link there, man. Man, you in Newcastle.
I think it's bullshit, but never know.
That could be. It could be BS, but why would they throw Newcastle out of all clubs in there? That's interesting. But Give Me Sport is reporting that Newcastle and Liverpool will be fighting for Embuemo in the next year, maybe. Which all these
because Salah's gonna go.
All these links for next year are unbelievable to me. Because I mean, the fact that why didn't we go for Embuemo if that's the case? Well, I mean, this actually could be
why we weren't for an exactly.
This could be true and not true at the same time. Literally 50-50.
But I mean, as yeah, absolutely. But what I'm saying is, it kind of it kind of cements what I was saying, that PIF might have been very cute this window and saving their money for January just in case they're going to get rid of Eddie.
Ooh.
So they've got some. They've got a war chest to back a new manager coming in.
Damn.
Which would be part of the negotiation. They'll be saying, look, we've got, if you come in, there's £150 million that you'll have a say in how we spend.
Yeah. Rede says, how do you say his name? Rede? Or
Ready Caboose.
Ready Caboose says Newcastle want to sign Anthony. Gross. That would be a bad move. I think that would be a horrible move in my opinion.
Oh,
absolutely.
Shocking.
He's not good, man. He's not good. He's never been good for Man U ever. You know, this whole 2 or 3 years he's been there. And part of why Ten Hag almost got sacked, but he won the FA Cup. So, you know, but no, I think it's I think it'll be a bad move. I think that's definitely a desperate move. My question is though, Gary, we're seeing this Embuemo thing going on here by Gimme Sport. And you know, Gimme Sport, I think what's his name? Ben Jacobs works there, and a few other, you know, big journalists with a lot of followers work there. Not necessarily know if it's a true thing. However, the reason why I think, Gary, that it's 50-50 is because anybody would think it's shite. Because why wouldn't we just sign or try to sign him now? Why next year, right? But our window is so bad that it could have happened that we didn't even do anything to you know, to go for Embuemo, and all of a sudden, like Mitchell said, we're trying to fix things up, and so by next window should be, well, not next window, but next year should definitely be a Paul Mitchell's scouting. Should be his department, you know.
Yeah.
But it could be.
But I also think we've got to stop. Like I said, I think we've come to a crossroads, and I made a point with Win yesterday when we did the news channel, the news program. We look at all the money that we've thrown out with very little sales because we just haven't got the sellable assets. I think what you've got to be careful of now is we're still going for names that will pocket a lot of money. And like you said, you know, we're talking, you know, they wanted 70 million for Gay, and it looks like obviously 2 weeks before we put our final bid in, and nobody knows what that final bid is apart from obviously Mitchell and the lads at Crystal Palace. And as I said at the time, the way they negotiated the previous increments, the structure of the £70 million is what they wanted, was rejected. Well, I say not rejected. They wanted more money up front, and that's what Newcastle wasn't willing to do. They were willing to meet them at a certain point, but obviously they wanted to move the goalposts well away from us, because at the end of the day, they didn't want to get rid of most of their centre backs. So you could argue the point: why didn't we go for a right winger then? Because that is another area of concern. Now, my problem, well, and the only excuse I can give them for not going for a right winger, because there is a few out there, we've mentioned some on the show, but if we put all our money then towards a right winger, and we are still very short at the right centre back position, does that mean we've got no money come January to have a look at the right centre back? And that's where I'm thinking that, you know, we'd listen to Eddie Howe say during some of his interviews where he's saying, are you going to go and have a look at a right winger? And he said, probably not. Once Gay comes in, that will be it. We've obviously seen the Mitchell interview now where that was his one and only target, even though he was given a number of other players. I think going forward now, if Mitchell does take a little bit more of the role, you'll see players come in that potentially we haven't really heard of, and they may be far afield. It doesn't mean that they're going to be poor players. It just means that they're probably not going to come with a price tag that we would have to pay in the English Premier League for the likes of Embuemo, because he would probably still cost us the best part of 55-60 million to prize him away from Brentford.
60 for him.
So, you know, and that's what I said. At this present moment in time, even though we've been throwing quite a lot of money down for these players. We're not that club yet. It's a growing club, and it's something that we need to, be careful of, because the last thing we need to be doing now is breaching any of the rules, because we will be hit hard and heavy by anything that we breach. We're not, like I say, we haven't got the facilities like Chelsea have, where they can sell things back and forwards. Maybe we can look at selling our women's team to somebody else at the club. I mean, I don't know. Do we want to go down that road?
We can do
I mean, you know what I mean? We've also heard today about Chelsea's bosses now obviously trying to buy each other's shares out. And it's like I said, is this another loophole that they found? So, I understand why Mitchell has concentrated really heavily on bringing some young players into the stand, because we haven't had that support from the under-21s, the under-18s in the past. Now we're starting to see a little bit of that going forward, and I think that will support the club going forward. But until we bring in players that we can bring in for cheap and sell for price, for pocket money, the likes of Brighton, we're going to be in this situation for a long time, I think. It'll be one player. If you're looking at the 30, 40, 50 million pound bracket, I think it's going to be one player per window.
Wow. That is shocking.
I mean, J7 is saying, can we not just scout unknown players cheap and develop? Of course we could. And that's what
Mitchell
that's what Paul Mitchell's 40 is.
That's what he
bringing talent from the youth through to the first team. But we aren't going to do that in the time scale that PIF want to do it in.
Yeah, but there are young talents and there are young talents, meaning, again, I keep going to the same point. Julian Alvarez is a young talent. He's ready to play, though. He's ready to play.
Who's
There's
that?
also Julian Alvarez. Julian Alvarez. That's how you say it. Julian Alvarez. He's a young talent, but he comes to Man City and he's ready to play. You understand what I'm saying? So there's other young talent like Lewis Miley, who you might, when take.
Well, how old's Alvarez now? 23.
Yeah, we came to Man City at 20.
Yeah.
So that's young, man.
Yeah, well, we've got
Lewis
Hall and Lewis Miley playing for us at 17 and 18.
Yeah, but come on, man. I mean, are you gonna make me? I'm gonna be the bad guy.
No, it's not. I don't think it's about being the bad guy, Chris. I think what you've got to understand is Alvarez went to City, who are obviously in the Champions League and everything else.
Yeah,
there's a lot of pull.
I understand that. But you can persuade South American talent. You can persuade African talent. You can persuade even North American talent. You can persuade these guys coming to the Premier League.
Absolutely. You've just got to give them the right project, haven't you? And that's what I said. That's why now we need to see Mitchell's, work. We've seen it at other clubs. We need to see it at Newcastle now over the next couple of windows, because, at the end of the day, nobody knows what's going on behind the scenes. And, I know I don't want to know. I love Eddie. I think Eddie's done a smashing job. But I think Eddie needs to, obviously, like I say, if Eddie's holding some of the cards and he's stopping Mitchell from doing his job, it's going to affect him on the field. And then that's when the fans will start to turn. And that's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So he's only doing himself a disservice if he does that.
Yeah, well, I agree with Foxy here. Buying unknown talent doesn't mean they're not ready for the Premier League right now. Exactly. So there's two different.
No, it doesn't.
Because I mean, and I will to a certain extent, I will put Lewis Miley there because we were surprised by what he was doing.
Yeah.
And so he's actually. I mean, what I was saying about not being the bad guy is I don't want to compare Lewis Miley to Julian Alvarez because there was no comparison, to be fair. So I'm not gonna be an asshole there, but I think Lewis Miley can still come onto this team and play. He could be a great asset into the midfield that I was showing concerns, about somebody getting hurt, etc. But to Jordy Tune for life, my brother, that's on our weekly prediction that we can take a look at in a minute to remind people what's happening. Lewis Miley still is going to hold that youth that Eddie might be able to grab onto and say, I want to play Longstaff instead of Lewis Miley, because he's done it actually last season. Which, again, it could be right. However, if he's ready to play, man, who gives a damn how old he is? Let him play, because he's obviously playing better than the guy that you're putting instead. You know what I'm saying? And because we seen it last season. Now, does Lewis Miley need to play every week? No. Also, in a good team with Tonali in there, with a healthy Joe Willock, I don't know if that's going to be able to happen, but he should be. Lewis Miley should be getting more minutes if healthy. Lewis Miley should be getting more minutes than Longstaff,
and I think he will.
Well, again, you keep saying you think, and that's going to happen, and wait. So far, you haven't been done. Your predictions have been on point.
You've taken me breaking news off.
What's your breaking news?
The USA's first home defeat against Canada for 67 years.
Oh, wow. Well, see, that's my dedication to the tune, man. I'm here instead of paying attention to that. But fun fact, too, I can't sing the national anthem without wanting to cry at the end. Can you believe that?
Well, I'm the same.
That's unbelievable, man. You don't even know the chorus, man. Stop playing. Yesterday, you were talking about what's the second
second verse. Nobody knows the second verse.
Queen Victoria.
I knew half of it.
Okay, you didn't even know what was it. King Henry III. Well, what did we have to say? You didn't even know your damn anthem, man. Stop playing. Gary, you got something?
It's only the team, mate. And that's what I said. If you look at the strength and weakness of the team, we all know where it is. And you can see straight into the midfield now. We know Willock's glass, and he's only going to be a bit part. I hope he doesn't, because it showed when he played the first few minutes against Forest, we were absolutely on fire. He was breaking through their midfield, linking up with the forward line brilliantly. And the one thing that scares me, and I don't know whether we did touch on it when we were doing the live watch along, but they made 10 changes to their side, and when Willock come off the field, it was still a strong 11 from us, and we were pushed further and further back. And I think you've got to start looking at it and saying, yes, we've got to start making some inroads into this team and have a look where our direct issues are going to be. And you're spot on. If you look at where Tonali's coming to the right side of the midfield there, you've only got a youngster called Lewis Miley and Longstaff, who we all know. Behind Bruno, who's coming in behind Bruno, according to that list? Joe White. Do you know what I mean?
He's gone, though. He's gone.
No.
Joe
White's not gone.
I thought Joe White was on loan.
I don't know. I think he's injured, isn't he?
Joe White's injured at the minute.
Yeah, he's got I don't know whether it's a hip injury or a thigh injury. And there's
Jamie Miley's gone.
Yeah, Jamie Miley's got out on loan.
No, right here. Joe White completes MK Don's loan switch.
Oh, has he gone?
Yeah, August 30th.
Oh, I didn't realise he'd gone. Well, there you go. We're even thinner on the ground.
Yeah. So, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right. So that's what I said. We've lost Anderson, which obviously covered Joe Linton and Willock on the left-hand side. He was always that extra body. But we've got nobody that can specialise in Bruno apart from Tonali. And if Bruno goes out for whatever reason, you bring Tonali back into the number 6 role, and then you've got, you're going back to where we were before. And that's what I said. Across the team now, we've got strengths and weaknesses. And I think that's what we've got to start doing. We've got to start looking and being very, very sensible with the money that we've got, whether it's 50, 60 million pounds, if that's what we've got. And that 50, 60 million pounds, you've got to be looking at bringing 3 players in, because that's the only way you're going to improve this squad.
Yeah. I think you have to.
You see, but again, I disagree, because I don't think bringing 3. If you're saying we've only got, first of all, I disagree with how much we've got, but that's by the by. Let's assume it's 60 million, because we know for a fact that we've got that. To me, you're better off bringing in one 60 million pound player than 3 20 million pound players.
Okay.
Because
if that's your, for me, you see, one player doesn't
20 million gets you nothing.
Well, that's not true, is it? Because there's a lot of players out there, like I say, that are unknowns that can do a good job. I'm not saying they're going to be world beaters. I'm talking about having somebody that can come on and make a difference. And you can't tell me that you can't get somebody in that right wing position that around 20, 25 million. and we could get a loan to buy like we've done previously. There's loads of ways of going it. But if you throw, and that's what I said, you throw all your eggs in one basket, you're limited to that one and only basket. And if Gay comes, then great. But then that's it. You've got nothing else to spread anywhere else. Where's your right winger going to come on? Where's your centre midfielder going to come from?
Well, we agree that we need to make more moves than just one. But you know, I mean, you got to go by your last window, and I'm not too hopeful, to be fair, unless some things change. And I mean, but you know, that's just assuming. The finance show with the Mighty Win resumes. Disclaimer: figures may not be accurate. There you go. I saw that Elliot Anderson revealing that the feeling of putting on an England shirt convinced him to change his allegiance following midfielders under 21 debut switch from Scotland. Ooh.
Played really well yesterday.
He switched from Scotland, man. But that's the thing, though. He can still switch back to Scotland for the first team. If you didn't know that, I think.
Until you've played a competitive first team game.
So Scotland, I'm trying to get the Scots to win something, man. But you guys are not even showing up for Harvey Barnes, trying to convince him, which is unbelievable to me. Not trying to convince Elliot Anderson, not trying to convince there's a few other guys. What's going on with you, man? I don't understand. Look, Elliot Anderson.
I didn't know Ryan Foster was a Wolves supporter. Sorry, Andre came to Wolves cheap, and he's more talented than Bruno. So Mighty Win. How many players have come from Europe and been the best players in the league? Not many for 20 million, I'm telling you.
Yeah, but Bruno's not the best player in the league, though, so there's no point there.
And he was more than 20 million, a lot more than 20 million.
Yeah, but he won 60 million, was he? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's also price is different. Price is, I mean, it's whatever, you know, at the time too. Price
amortization. That's the name of the game.
Yeah, that's a loan, man.
And each generation, they play it the same.
That's a loan, man. I don't like loans, so I don't want loans. Pay it up right, man.
Gotta be done.
But
till we start getting the revenue in, which we will do.
Yeah. The Sun is
waiting. Aramco, Saudi, and STC just waiting in the wings.
Saudi. By the way, I just see that the Sun is monitoring Margui. Dude, if they get Margui.
The Sun is monitoring.
The Sun is saying that Man City are monitoring, and actually Goal.com as well. For whatever that's worth, but the Man City is monitoring Gay's situation. Wouldn't that be? That's just.
So I said it's going to be a small fish in a big pool, mate. Soon.
That's why it was now or never.
Yeah, absolutely. You won't never get him. No, I don't think.
Man, that's unbelievable. Man. We can never win. Man. But like Mark Argon was saying just now a little bit not too long ago. That let me see where his comment is. He said on the happy clapping note, we ain't lost the game yet. Just reminding you all. There you go.
Exactly right, no.
Yeah, if you're not played very well either. And that's another thing, isn't it? We've not really hit the ground, you know, and we've got 7 points out of 9.
That's definitely the worrying thing, that we haven't been lighting it up. But
we have got a couple of reasons behind that, though, Chris, haven't we? Like I say, you've got Anthony Gordon, who's like I say, he's not been sharp at all. Isaac's not been sharp up front. It's been nice to see them trying to change it round a little bit by playing Gordon on the right and Harvey Barnes on the left and swapping it around. Tonali's just coming back, and that's what I said. There's lots of
there's
positives,
lots of pluses,
if you like. Lots of pluses, and like I say, we've got Shaw back for the Wolves game. And like I say, so we've got that depth again, and the bench is going to look stronger. And so for me, it is, as long as everybody stays fit, because that's what your next thing is, isn't it?
One thing that it's interesting, right? I'm going to read Ryan Foster's comment, which, by the way, because I have elephant's memory, so I remember everything. Yesterday, Ryan, and this is a lesson to our hosts, Ryan put up a comment, and the Mighty Win read it, and he just read the first few words, and he got riled up and started debating instead of reading the whole damn message. Read the damn message, and so you can actually get a take on everything he said. And then you moved on to the next one, and Ryan said, read my whole message before, reacting and ranting about the first 2 words, and then blah, blah, blah. So, old man, read the damn message, man, the whole thing. Now, I'm going to get to your message, Ryan Foster, but I think I'm from gathering some words that you put there. Actually, let me read it right now. So, Mighty Wayne, how many of Brighton's stars came for less than 15 or 20 of them, yet you push for Premier League players with barely any talent? See, I watch world football, not live in a bubble like you're in the 90s, I guess. The thing is, what Brighton does is a great thing, but that's not. We shouldn't do the deals and negotiations that they do because of their reasoning, which is literally getting young players, play good for a few seasons or 1 season, then they sell them to other clubs, make money, and they're the PSR kings. We should do that, because if we would have gotten McAllister from Boca Juniors, Boca Juniors at the time. God bless him, he played Boca Juniors. Stinks. He probably just stunk the first time he got to Brighton. And then what other team? Caicedo. Other young. If we would have gotten them, our goal shouldn't have been to sell them, right? Like Brighton does. Our goal should have been, now you're a Newcastle United player for the next 5 years or whatever. We're not looking to. We give you what we can do is give you that initial Brighton salary, and then you become good. We give you a bigger salary, so you're happy to be here and stay here. You don't need to go anywhere else, right? That's what we need to do, and those minor differences. But we don't even identify talent anywhere, man. We just want.
If you look at any team,
and now you can answer. Sorry, now you can answer, Ryan.
Right. So Brighton have a totally unique model, and the reason that they're able to have that totally unique model is because Tony Bloom, Brighton's chairman, owns a massive gambling company in the USA, where a lot of his gamblers, of his clientele, are South American, and they like to bet on the South American leagues. So he gives odds on the South American leagues, which are better than any of the American gambling organizations give. So he gets virtually all the Hispanic gambling. In order to make sure that he doesn't lose any money doing that, he has got a system of statisticians and scouts in all of the leagues in South America, all of them, not just Argentina and Brazil, Ecuador, Peru, Venezuela.
Yeah, but he
is monitoring those leagues statistically, so he gets his odd setters, which are where he makes his money from, are totally au fait with everything that's going on in those leagues. Nobody else has the coverage of South American leagues.
Get out of here, man. Get out of here.
Tony Bloom has.
Man, get out of here, man.
Nobody.
What about Man City? They got
Nobody.
an owner too? They got an owner that gambles too? I mean, what are you
What,
talking
sorry?
about? What about Man City?
What about Man City?
They get young talent from South America all the time.
They have got scouting networks, yeah.
Yeah,
but
that's what
not,
we need to be. You
not,
don't have to have
not
an
in
owner.
not in the same league as what Brighton's are.
Man, go on somewhere, man. Get out of here. You're acting as if everything is impossible. No, it isn't. Newcastle United should be able to have all that.
I'm not saying it's impossible.
No, so it's not excusable. It's not like, oh my God, they got an owner that has a gambling, and
What I'm saying, Ryan Foster has specifically asked me how Brighton stars come in for less than 15 and 20 million. And I'm telling you how, because he buys them from the Ecuadorian League, from leagues in South America that nobody else knows about.
What are you? We know. I know. You want me to give you something? I know players that can play good. I know them. What are you talking about, man? It's about watching games, which scouts should be doing 24/7. They should be watching. They should be watching La Liga Argentina. They should watch Brasileirao. They should be watching the Liga on Peruvian Liga. You know, they should be watching every league. That's what their job is to do, man. It's not rocket science.
And that is what Paul Mitchell's job is to do.
Well, there you go.
To
So,
introduce an infrastructure at the tune that does just that. He ain't going to do that in 7 weeks. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it in 7 months. He's not going to do it in a year.
In 7 months? What are you talking about, man? This is unbelievable. I understand the 7 days. 7 months? What the hell is the scouting team doing? Are you what?
He's got to recruit it. He's got to find this. He's got to find the scouting team, which are the people to form the scouting team, who are competent to do what you are saying you know how to do. Put yourself forward. Say, I'll be your South American recruit, and see what answer you get.
Mate, you just gotta pay people, man. That's as simple. You just gotta say you want this. You gotta get the scouts, and simple as that. Simple as that. I mean, why are you making it rocket science, man? They're not inventing Coca-Cola. Sorry. They're not inventing Coca. Well, you go to South America, you want to invent Coke. We make, you know.
I'm gonna say you got to be careful where you go with that one.
We're good at that. But 7 months, everybody's laughing at you, man, in the chat. 7 months. What the, you know? It's come on, man. Now, but you got to admit one thing, because you never criticize anything. Everything is perfect to you. If we're not on that level. Newcastle United are not on that level now. That means something was wrong before.
Yeah.
Get away.
Exactly. But you've never mentioned that.
Hey, who thought, Who thought there was something wrong before?
Yeah, but you've never mentioned it. Never. You have never, ever brought this up, ever. All you've said is Real Madrid scouting team is horrible, which is unbelievable. I mean, I don't know how you watch football if you think that way. But, you know, everybody else is ahead of everybody, man.
Real Madrid just go out and buy the best in class. End of.
And they do that, and they go and buy young talent that nobody cares about, that nobody knows about, and get them in there.
Yeah.
They ain't no yeah. They do it.
How many players have come through Real Madrid's academy into the first?
It is not about the academy. Again, you keep getting mistaken. You keep talking about academy players and young players, scouting young players. They're not the same, man. They're not the same. Julian Alvarez, Arda Güler, coming from Turkey, nobody knew. I didn't even know.
Everybody knew about Arda Güler. We were in for Arda Güler, but he wanted to go to Real Madrid.
No, you didn't know. No, that's not true. And then you got Tchouaméni.
It's absolutely true.
You got Tchouaméni. Camavinga. Nobody knew about him. Then you got this Endrick guy from Brazil. Nobody knew about him from Palmeiras. Nobody, because they do their due diligence, because they want to have the best player, and they want to have money in every pot. They invest in young talent. They invest in big talent. They do everything, and that's where we need to be.
Well, if you believe that, continue believing it, mate.
Okay, well, this is pretty simple. It's not really. I mean, Ryan, right here, Mighty, when you said the Real Madrid don't bring through youth, they buy the best. Even Fox will prove you wrong when they have the best scouting team in the world. Yeah, I mean, you cannot, you cannot.
Let's have some names. Let's have some names.
Niall says that we scouted our goaler Chris. Win is right on that one. Okay, I give you that. But regardless, you're wrong. Queen of Hearts says, I respect this channel, and for that, win the jail. There you go. See, now we got to change our setup back, because all the jails are like that. But give me just a second, Queenie. We're gonna get it sorted. You're gonna get your money's worth. Trust me, because this old man is it's just like, come on, man. You can surely you cannot tuck this amount of rubbish every day without. And I'm gonna question you. Trust me. Put it on, man.
I'm putting it on. You're taking it off.
Well, I was doing it. There you go. Now you're there. So shout out to Queen of Heart. God knows we need.
I'll be having words with you, Queenie. I'll be putting you over my knee.
Hey, whoa. That's interesting. Anyways, thank you so much to the Queen of Hearts. Good stuff. Oh, my camera got
Indeed.
But we just gotta get better, man. We're not there. But I
know we're not there.
I know, Foxy. You're right in a sense. I mean, you are right that McAllister went to Brighton from Argentina's junior. which you're right, but he was loaned out to Boca Juniors and then they loaned back to Argentinos, then Boca, and then went back to Brighton. So there you go. Even Brighton loaning players and sending them back to their South American teams to just like, it's unbelievable. Even Brighton are doing that. We're not even nowhere near.
They can't
Thank
they?
you,
That's what I said.
Tsunami.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. Paying 29 for Hendrick at 16 isn't exactly unearthing. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, hidden gem.
Yes, it is.
At 30 million.
Yeah. Because Brazilian people also know that he is a gem. He's obviously not proven nothing. He's not proven anything. It's not like a Neymar, which even Barcelona paid a lot of money for Neymar.
There's some names. Look at that. That Foxy's put up there.
Oh,
Jesus.
I'm telling you, man. Real Madrid always
No, there you go. Hang on. Whoa. That's 4 players, right? Vasquez, Carvajal, Cambiasio, and Raul. That's 4 players.
You got a lot of them, man.
In there,
Soldado, Morata, Hakimi,
in the period of time that they all came through, how many players have Real Madrid played? Probably about 80 or 90. So they've unearthed 4 out of 80 or 90.
Are you trying to say they don't play their academy players?
I'm saying the very, very odd one comes through. Other than that, they just buy them.
And that's scouting. I mean, we're talking about scouting. They also do produce players, but not as much as Barcelona per se.
Right. Foxy's saying the academy have always produced top players for themselves.
They've produced top players.
Right.
They
Vasquez, Carvajal, Cambiaso, and Raul. How long ago was Raul?
Yes, they go from Argentina. Though.
So you're talking, if you go back, 15 years, let's say. So how many players have Real Madrid had in their first team in the last 15 years? Hundreds.
Exactly.
And they've produced 4 of them.
But we're also talking about scouting. And a lot of these young guys have been scouted by Real Madrid, going to Real Madrid. Nobody knows about it. You didn't even know who Hendrick was. So I don't know who was.
That's not unearthing a gem. They paid 30 million quid.
Yes,
30 million quid for a 17-year-old.
Because Palmeiras, stop putting money into it, man. Palmeiras knows he is a big gem, according to them, but he's obviously not proven anything in football yet.
Stop what are you talking about?
Yeah, you got to. Because I can charge anything for anybody. That doesn't mean that they have to pay for it, or that doesn't mean that their football quality is high. However, Palmeiras said, I think this guy is going to be the next big thing. Real Madrid, you want him? Pay for it. Simple as that. Nobody else did. You tell me what other club did. Nobody else did. That is ski scouting, man. Now there will be another. And also because it is Real Madrid. Because if it was Celtic, they wouldn't have charged that
money. Are you saying if Newcastle had went and offered them 30 million quid and Real Madrid had offered them 30 million quid, you'd come to Newcastle? Of course.
Well, it's up to the player, of course. But we're not even in the deal, man. We're not even in conversation.
But I think if you read this one out, this to me is what we need to be looking at. Casemiro from Sao Paulo to Madrid for 5 million, loaned back to Porto, and then came back and sold for 70 million.
Exactly.
Carvajal from the academy, loaned to German team and came back. Valverde from Panorama Morata from the academy, and that's what I said. It's not about these guys coming in and exploding into the first team. These are money boys. These are the ones that you bring in that keep your academy players in the academy. And again, I know people say we're not like Brighton. I've read all the chats, but we have to be like Brighton at the minute, because if you bring players in, like you've just said there, you need to bring in players that are better than our 11. Bringing in the likes of McAllister, bringing in the likes of Casado, what that does is allow you to go and sell. It doesn't have to be them players, but it allows you to sell.
Or they can all of the success stories.
Or they can play for the team, which is either or. You can use them, keep them, because obviously McAllister playing for Liverpool. He is the midfielder, the starting midfielder. You know what I mean? And right here, Ryan Foster, Vinny Jr. Not even Vinny Jr.'s mama thought that he was going to be this good. And then Real Madrid went and got him from Flamengo. Exactly. So what are you talking about, man? It's been the pudding. Hello, shout out Michael McIntyre, brother.
Thank you, Michael.
I haven't seen you this whole week, though, Michael.
We've kept you here, Michael, anyway, so you ended up not being bored.
Yeah, we got your back here, Michael, man. Shout out to you, my brother. We can't be like Brighton unless let me get to this, because Tune Arm is saying we can't be like Brighton unless we want a longer project. That's why a minute ago I specifically said we need to be like Brighton up until the players come here, because what they do is sell them to everybody else, make profit. Is like a automation almost. They sell them. If we would have done what Brighton did, bringing in McAllister, bringing Caicedo, top players, just using those examples, we could have used them for our first team and been in a better position with the league, with qualifying for Champions League or whatever. So that's where we need to change, not just sell them for the sake of selling them, for the sake of profit, but keeping them in the first team. And now you would say, wow, Newcastle United invested 12 million for Caicedo. Nobody had any idea who he was, but look at him being the starter DM for Newcastle United. That is an amazing scouting, amazing transfer window, and they didn't even spend a lot of money on that. That's what we need to focus on. And of course, you can still bring in Premier League proven players, etc.
That's bang on, Foxy.
Yeah, Foxy
how
said,
many players?
Sorry, go on.
How many players from the academy were in our squad versus Spurs? How many academy players were in Real Madrid squad versus Betis? There you go.
Exactly.
Answered for you.
Exactly.
And that's what I said. We aren't an elite side at the moment. We're trying to get there.
Exactly.
But to get there, you have got to take so many paths to reach the higher ground. And at this present moment in time, we're trying too hard to get to the elite before we've done the main job. And that's create a team in depth where you can buy and sell without interrupting any of the pattern. And we ain't doing that in the minute.
In Beer Biking, when he says, people were pissed when we had to sell Minte, they aren't going to like playing Moneyball. The thing is, again, we're changing that end of that strategy at the end from Brighton. That's the only thing I would do, obviously, because we want to actually qualify for Europe and want to actually be relevant, right?
But that's the wrong way of looking at it, Chris. What he's put there, isn't it?
No.
We were forced to sell Minte.
Exactly.
We didn't want to sell Minte.
But that's the thing. Minte was one. We couldn't keep our one.
Same with Anderson.
We have one in Anderson too, right? So if we had again 2 or 3, and you have to sell 1 or 2, if we have 5 of those, we have to sell 1 or 2. Well, it is what it is. But you keep 3. Now we kept out. We've
lost players. Exactly.
We have to sell players all the time. And if we had 5 of those options. Maybe, just for example, McAllister comes and Liverpool won him. Okay, well, they pay you whatever, 60. I don't know what they pay for him, 60, 70 for him. All right, well, you take that loss. Player wants to leave, but you keep Anderson, you keep Minte. And you see what I'm saying? The more the merrier, man. And then, of course, now you're in PSR good standings. Now you can invest in Mark Gee, etc. So it's all a domino effect. But the Mighty Win wants everything to be like it was before.
And that's why I brought up the transfers in the previous shows, Chris, was the fact that it shows you exactly where we are and where we've been. We've been very much on the let's bring in, because we've got no sellable assets unless you start selling the players that you're bringing in, because we haven't looked further afield.
Well, David T paid your bill, old twat. So there you go. He says free win. He has to open up the social club.
Yeah, be there tomorrow morning.
Bless him.
Georgia for Life. Paris for 1 million sold to Leicester for 33. Just saying.
Yeah.
Paris. Who are we talking about? Paris. The
Perez.
Ayoze
Perez.
Yeah. Well, that's perfect deal. But how long was that?
That's what I said. It's a while ago.
So
that was under good old
and the good back in jail, man. Back in jail, man. Wow. Lovely. That's the way I like to see. Back in jail, man. Back where you belong with the rats. I've been watching Prison Break, by the way. That's good stuff, man. Prison Break.
It is. It's cool.
So we're gonna have to tighten your toilet.
It's ancient, that man.
We have to.
It's 6 seasons, man.
Yeah, but I'm on it, man. I'm on it. Now just one thing though. Do the main characters stay throughout the whole 5 years?
Just about.
I'm not
the
going
ones
to tell
that
you.
don't die.
Oh,
sorry, no spoilers.
No, I didn't. Just about. I don't know. I didn't know what that. I didn't know what that meant. But we definitely have to change the bolts in your toilet, man, because I know you You get Swifty, old man. You're like that old man in the first season that died at the end.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Ryan says, say we buy 6 players for 100 million. 3 come great. You can make a profit off the other. We have a bigger budget than Brighton, so we can buy and pick who to sell and build. Once you have more options, obviously that's the case.
Whoa, hang on. So you're buying 6 players for 100 million. That's 16 million plus each.
Well, I could agree.
Three come good, and you sell the other 3. But if they haven't come good, who's going to give you 16 million for them?
Well,
you've ended up 3 have come good, so you've ended up wasting 52 million.
No, what he's saying is 3 you want to keep in your squad, and your others are squad players. But if somebody comes knocking for them, it gives you the option to sell them.
But you're just assuming
we haven't got that.
You're just assuming you can go out and buy 6 quality Premiership players for £16 million a piece. You cannot.
Well, buying good talent for unless again you tapping into South American,
you've got 100 million for 6 is probably stretching it, isn't it? But I understand what he's trying to say.
Only just a bit, like.
But
I understand what he's trying to say.
They're going to be literal, though. However, South American teams are being very cautious now. They don't want to. Probably 15 is not going to cut it for a really good young talent. You're going to have to pay 25, 30. That's the release clauses down there now. So keep that in mind. That to your point of Endrick not being a good scouting. If you're a good young talent, Echeverri is going to cost City a good chunk. And I believe more than what Julian Alvarez ended up costing, because South American teams are also saying, look, because they live like a River Plate, they don't care less about selling people, but they are players. Sorry, they're the same thing, but that sounds different. Selling players, they could care less because they don't need money and they want to win. However, they know that the players want to go to Europe, want to be in a better environment for their families, more money obviously per week. You can still become a millionaire by just staying at River Plate or Boca Juniors, etc. Or even go to Flamengo, or even go to Corinthians, or even go to Palmeiras. You can become a millionaire easy. However, they want to go to where they pay more, and other leagues. Champions League is a big deal. So that's that. So they know that players will want to leave. So now they're saying, well, look, it's gonna have to cost you then, because this is a top talent, so it's gonna have to cost you. So again, we go to the same thing, but just know what's happening. Sanusi could be one of those. We don't know. So a lot of people talking about Sanusi. So
Toon Army, I was saying, let's sell Miley, Sanusi, and Shahar, I think he means, for 20 million each. Everyone going to be happy with that? I don't think so. But that's what I said. No. You've got to be clever, and you don't want to be selling your youth players, and that's what we've got to stop doing. What we've got to start looking at is looking at players to come into the side to strengthen the depth of the squad, and then when people come in, if they're sellable assets, that's what we keep saying. You look at our squad at this present moment in time, and there's very little sellable assets unless you start getting rid of the players that you've just brought in.
35 million for McAllister, Chris. Oh, that's good. Interesting. That's cheap for a Liverpool man.
Yeah, it was.
That was his buyout clause.
That was his buyout clause.
Well, yeah. If you have a buyout clause, then it is what it is. That's why those are tricky.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, McIntyre. Thank you, Michael. Hey, ladies and gentlemen.
The man himself.
We got the man himself.
Man, the myth, the legend.
I didn't make your music yet, my brother, but we're gonna work something out real quick. What you said? Hold on. Let me see what you said. So I got a few genres. I don't have exactly what you told me.
Man them.
I'm working on them. Man, people talking about their weddings on the chats, man. What's going on here, man?
Yeah, I know.
Well, congrats. Hold on, man. Don't put me. Hey, man, we got music, bro. This old man has zero clue.
Hey, look at this. We've got the bin war going.
There we go. Well, we're gonna put him back in jail, Queen. And just let me work my thing out here. Where's Amri? What did he say, man? Amri, what did you wanted something about Stone Cold? But then you gave me a genre as well. Oh no, actually, there's Umbri. Actually, hold on. So I'm trying to. I got a similar. Oh, you want something like? Oh, wait a minute. You want something like? Hold on. Let me. You got. I'm reading. Don't worry, man. We're gonna get you straight, brother. We're gonna get you straight. And we're gonna put the old man in jail too. Old man, you have no clue what's going on, man. Why can't you just ride the wind, man? You do it with Newcastle. You don't care less what happens in Newcastle. So why, man?
You're doing off jokes and bullshit at times, you man.
Yeah, I know. I bring the truth about you, bro. But let me welcome. I don't know if this is gonna get it done, but let me welcome the one and only Reed. Hey, just a little beat, just a beat on there, man. I'm still working on Steel Dre, don't worry, and the Shattered Glass from Stone Cold.
I'm like,
Susie!
What's going on?
How old is he?
Yeah, we're all good. Yeah, everything's fine. We've been out to watch the England match today. Yeah, so the England match was good.
Hey man, what's wrong with you?
We enjoyed it.
I made some
friends. I'm putting them in jail, man.
No, stop. Oh man, they
Ooh,
pay
that's
for you.
nice.
Oh, they've got that.
That's
our little snack before we
They've
get our
got that
main meal.
supper.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So
listen.
I'm going to turn around. I'm going to talk about the England match a little bit. Like Gordon did well. I like Gordon.
Oh yeah, man, Gordon good.
Gordon did well. Everyone played okay. Second half we came out. We just thought, right, we'll just ride it. But I'll be honest with you, man. It's really nice to see Newcastle players involved in the game. Do you know what I mean? Like Gordon starting from the start. He should have started in the Euros, and yeah, I think we're gonna. You know what? I think Lee Carsley might be onto something here, man. He might be onto something.
You're Miami. He didn't sing the national anthem, man. No.
God save our gracious king.
That was only because it was against Ireland.
Yeah, we gotta take care of that, man. You can't not be singing
No, he'll be singing it everywhere else.
Look, I'll be honest with you, man. You tell me, right? I'm an Indian from. Well, I'm Indian English, British Indian, right? That if England were to play India in the World Cup final well, it's happened before, Derek. You tell me. In the England World Cup final of the cricket, I can't really do much. Like it's like the blood that's pumping through my veins. That's
so you wouldn't sing if it was India. You wouldn't sing the national anthem, or
well, I did.
You did.
I still want England to win.
But see that's even.
I'll always want England to win, but my mother will always want India to win. So it's a really hard one. It's a really hard one to hit the nail on the head. You know what I mean?
Hold on. That's great because you were born in India, correct?
No, I was born in
you were born in UK. So,
but Newcastle, man.
No, well, hold on, man.
I'm born in the Newcastle General Hospital on the 17th of October, 1983.
Oh, you're a young lad, man.
You're already a puppy, man.
You're only a puppy, man. But the thing is, you were very much, in an Indian household, right?
Yeah.
So we got surrounded that. But Carsley is English, and how is he playing for? Is his mom Irish? Is his dad Irish, or like? And plus, you were in that position though.
No, yeah. He was born in Birmingham, but he played 39 times for Ireland.
No, I understand that. However, there's things like if I'm my family's from Catalonia, actually, but I've never been there. I don't even know. So if I'm a player, I could play for Spain, right? However, I would choose that. I would choose that if if I'm given if the Peruvian or the American didn't want me, I could choose that just to play World Cup, to go to the Euros, etc. I could choose that for a football for a profession, right? But it's not like I'm gonna be with the flags and I was here in the Euros giving them shite, but but it's not like I'm going to feel a Spaniard. You see what I'm saying? Lee Carsley is English though, like it's a whole different thing, man.
But he represented the country like 30 odd times.
I could understand.
Yeah. So it's like me representing Ponteland Cricket Club, which I did, and then all of a sudden getting the opportunity to manage South North Gosforth Cricket Club.
I just don't understand though why singing the anthem means you hate Ireland or something. Like just
because you don't understand the history between England and Ireland and the IRA and everything.
There's a lot of history. So at the end of the day,
a lot of bloody history.
Well,
really bad, Chris.
If you're gonna,
it's ongoing, Chris. It's ongoing. We still have Northern Ireland, which is like 6 little counties on the island of Ireland. But anyway,
it's actually quite big,
keep politics off the show.
No, I mean, but I mean, if you're not, if you're gonna talk about history and ongoing now, then if he's Irish, then should he be according to the standards that you preach all the time, Mighty Win? Should he be in charge of the English national team?
It's not. He's English. He's English, but he played.
Exactly. So
played for Ireland. You're just saying there. You were saying earlier on tonight. Harvey Barnes should play for Scotland.
Yeah. You know what, guys? I'm going to be really controversial here and say I really hope that he gets result after result after result, because if he takes the job, Eddie Howe and the rest of that is all just put on the sideline, and we can all just focus on being whatever we need to do. Do you know what I mean? So Lee Carsley today, he came out and he put an attacking team on, but I think at half-time he said, we've got the lead, just hold on to it. And the second half was a bit boring.
And Southgate would have been hung for that.
Yeah, well, a little bit of Southgate teaching in what he's saying, but let's have a think about it, man.
But he's not. But according to some fans, might not give it to him because they think that he's not going to be in charge too long.
Listen, let's be honest. If he gets another 2 wins under his belt, the FA are going to go, right, okay, let's just not rock the boat too far. Let's put Lee Carsley in charge with a 1-year or maybe a 2-year contract, and we've got Eddie back properly.
Get back to your supper. I wish I'd been with you all day at the Black Bull.
So come on then, tell me what you think then, Mr. Jailbird.
What
about what I just said?
I would love to see Carsley continue as manager. Right?
Fantastic. Are you kidding me, man? Man, these things, man, you are the worst happy clapper in the history of happy clapping. He is amazing. Great
for several reasons. First of all, it means Eddie gets taken out the equation.
Yeah, that's bollocks, man. Get out of here, man.
And secondly, if he's kept in charge, it means we're winning games, which is all I'm bothered about.
Yeah,
I'm Chris. I'm with him about Eddie getting taken out the equation.
Yeah, well, no, you're not. If we don't start playing good.
No, but we would like Eddie out the equation, wouldn't we? Let's be honest.
Oh, that's fine. But I mean, if that's the case, we're just gonna be. We can't live like that. Either Eddie wants to be here or not. I mean, it's simple. You know, if he's gonna be persuaded by England, then it's probably better for him to go. Because
you know what's really interesting, Chris, is that Mitchell and his delivery last week as much as all of us are thinking, all right, yeah, great, no problem. Mitchell said this, Mitchell said that. That's great. Eddie might be foaming for some of the things that he said. Yeah. And if Lee Carsley isn't going to be England manager, I said to Big Win, I said, listen, I'm worried. When did I not?
You did, huh?
Yeah. So
and I said you've got a right to be.
I've got a right to be worried, man. And yeah, I don't know what's going on, but Eddie could potentially leave if he's not happy.
I think that's why they've kept. That's why they've kept that's why they haven't spent out. They've kept the war chest for January in case they need it for a new coach coming in.
No, that's great, and I get what you're saying, but Eddie can actually go right. Okay, Lee Carsley's a potential just a minute thing, and go right. I'll take the England job.
Hey, Nick says,
Right,
would you take the Champs? Well, that's a World Cup winner, man.
There you go.
That's top.
He should have some names in his book. No, I think if Eddie goes, I think Pochettino's nailed up.
Got to be English to play. Names for what? Hey, there's Betsy.
Well, there's Betsy coming in. Hello, Betsy.
A better looking one.
Have you come to visit me in jail?
Hey, man,
bring the
hey, Betsy.
You better watch out. The Mighty Wayne likes it to steal girls, man.
Conjugal rights.
I'm right.
You know what it is? You know, the guys behind the bars, they get all the birds, don't they?
yeah. He's obviously dropping the mail off.
Which
it's a serial killer syndrome. You know what I mean?
All want a bit of it.
It's funny, you know, listening to Amrit there, because I used to go to Edgbaston to watch the cricket, especially on the World Cups and stuff like that.
Nice.
And I was the only one, and you should know what I mean when I say this. I was in with all my Indian anaesthetic colleagues in the Indian stand, and I was the only one wearing a Tigers shirt when Ingers played Bangladesh.
Nice one. Listen.
Yeah. In actual fact, it was a good crack.
You know what? Cricket is a big thing, man. I touched down 14 years old in India, and I went into Delhi to see my auntie, and I walked into what was a big field in where they were, and I walked onto the field, and everyone was like, right, we're playing cricket. And I looked at them, they were playing cricket, Gary. And I'm you know, I can remember this like it was yesterday, even though I was only 14. This fast bowler came on, and yes, he was pretty good, man. He was swinging it around and what have you. And I said, right, okay, he bowled me. I goes, right, I'll bowl you in an over. And everyone gathered round. It was like, right, okay, England guy, blah, blah, blah. I would never be able to play for India, because that's it. Like, end of story. You've got Rashid, you've got Moen, you've got all these guys that can't play for their native countries, but they will play for England. And that's one point that made it for me. Like, when I was 14, I thought, oh yeah, I'll be Indian. I'll support India. Blah blah blah. No, they turned around and went, "You're not welcome. You're not welcome in our team." But anyway, 6 balls, 4th delivery, middle stump, cartwheeling out the ground, and everyone clapped me. So it was great. It was great fun. Great fun.
It's a way to learn.
Yeah, man. But seriously, that was the day I said.
I've got some stories for you to talk about.
Yeah, man. That was the day I said English. not Indian.
I'm
You know what I
ready.
mean? Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
Right.
do you go to every match, game, whatever?
Oh, that's a sore topic, man. I had
I
a
was waiting
season
to see
ticket.
Amrit at Spurs.
Oh man, I had a season ticket for 15 years, and it was Bruce, Ashley, and it was done. For me, that was the point. I even told old man. I was like, oh man, I'm done. No, I didn't even. I actually, old man, this was just like literally 4 months before I knew you, and I just gave it up. And it was the worst thing I ever did. Worst thing I ever did. But I go to as many games as I can. We go on every ballot.
Bloody lucky in the ballot.
Yeah, I am lucky. Yeah, I get about 1/3 of the games.
But we need. Well, what I would like to do. This probably we should talk about this in private, to be honest. But what I would like to do is start making, stop getting videos from the fans outside of St. James's Park. Immediately, like right after the game. Talking to them.
You've read my mind. You've read my mind. I'm ready to do that. I'm ready to stand there, man.
That's what I need.
I'm ready to do that.
We need to buy him a fluffy mic, though, Chris.
I need to buy your mic. We need to buy your mic, or an interview mic. But I think you got.
Yeah, listen. I've got my little mic. Is my little mic not good enough at the minute?
No, I didn't watch your video, man. I'm gonna watch it. I had to get in here though, because
Yeah, put it in wherever you need. Put it in wherever you need to. Ian's a supporter from the 70s, and he's got a lot to say. He's really good guy. Yeah, really good guy.
You should have, we might try to get him on or something. But
yeah, man, no, he's cool. He's really cool. Yeah, really good guy.
It's gonna be. See, look, Amri has it all set up. Look, take away the comments. Says Amri, NTTV sideline reporter. Oh man, we got him right there. I've been wanting to sack the mighty way for months, man.
Nah, you can't sack that guy, man. You kidding me? You kidding me? He's. Do you know what? I go to win with my opinion, and he'll turn around and go, I don't know about that. And we'll talk about it. He goes, actually, you know what? You may have a point. Or he might turn around and go, you've talked absolute garbage.
How often does that happen?
No, actually, you know what though? We've agreed on a lot this season so far.
Yeah.
Dan Burn being one of our best players. Come on. Not a lot of people turn around and go, Dan Burn. But Dan Burn has been one of our best players so far. Right or wrong?
Well, I mean,
turn around and
we've got all the comments here. Now Chris is going to start talking about baseball and SBM.
No. Listen. You take Dan Burn out of the situation, and he didn't play in any of the games. Do you reckon the scoreline would be the same?
Well, I think he's a really good defender. That's the thing, but he's not.
He's his heart on his sleeve, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's that. I mean,
come on, man.
He couldn't play.
Give me that. I'm asking a question, right? We replaced Dan Burn with anyone, and would the score lines be the same? You answer that.
In this team, no. Probably no.
Yeah, like the first 2 games of the season. Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, well, we gotta go play by play though. I mean, he did say one on the line, so I guess that's literal saving us. But I mean, I think Dan Burn is good, man. But I just don't want to be the bad guy. I'm tired of people making me the bad guy, man. He's good, but come on, because nobody's gonna say it. Nobody. Last season,
he's better than 90% of what you would buy for 30 million. There you go.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's fine.
Now that's where I turned around and I said to you, Dodge. I said, Dan Burn, he is by far, in my opinion, our player of the season so far. And you turned around.
No way.
Well, come on. Who else beats Dan Burn right now?
Right now, well, first of all, we can't have a player of the season on 3 games, man. Come on.
No, okay, fine. But if you had to choose, who would it be?
I'd say Harvey Barnes. I like them overall.
No,
I get what you're saying with Harvey Barnes. He's up down, he's up down.
And a good quarter game.
Yeah, no, but I like Harvey. I think he's.
I think Emil Kraft's got a good shout.
Yeah, no, but I will.
But
just after Dan Burn, like literally Emil Kraft, and people are talking. I've heard so many people go, Emil Kraft is just not good enough, and blah 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 blah. You joking me? Are you joking? He's been brilliant. Our season has been based on defensive performances.
Correct.
Yeah, and Emil Kraft has been the most intelligent footballer that we've got, and Dan Burn has put in some soup. I just want you to go back and look at every single tackle that he's put in. Unbelievable. I can't even some of the tackles that he's put in been immense, and that's the post match action. When I turned around and said, Dan Burn's man of the match for me, Derek Wynn turned around and said, Kraft for him. Sorry, did you say that? Who did you say was the man of the match?
Yeah, because you say Kraft, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
You
that
said
was
Kraft.
Against
Southampton.
Yeah.
That was Southampton.
Yeah. No. At the end of the day, right?
Made two bloomers, you know, but he recovered one of them himself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was surprised against Tottenham. Sky Sports gave it to Joe Linton, and he was nowhere near any of us. Nowhere near.
Well, there was a lot of debate on the Southampton game, wasn't there?
Well, there was
on the Spurs game. Sorry,
the Spurs game. There was.
I think.
Anyway,
you've got to take into context.
Get back to your beer and your bits.
Yeah, I think what you've got to take into context with all of this is the fact that we've got a makeshift back four, and Eddie's had to change the style of play to suit the weaknesses. And I think now, going forward, you may see Shaw come back in and maybe start to see us more of an attacking outfit, because what you've got there, and I agree with you, the lads have all put a shift in, but when you've got the likes of Joe Linton going as a left back to make go narrow to support the play of Southampton, yes, you are going to see the likes of Kraft having to make tackles and Dan Burns make tackles, but it narrows the opportunity down, and that's what I said. When you get in the likes of Spurs shooting from the edge of the box and not really giving us that much of an issue, you can't really say that anybody's been outright magnificent, because we haven't had a chance to be. Like I say, Joe Linton shone. I thought Joe Linton was really good because he played a lot of the time out of position. He created the second goal from his burst from midfield.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like I said, the one thing that gels everybody, and even yet, I've yet to see him have an outstanding game, is Bruno. Bruno seems to be the jigsaw for us at the moment. And like I say, without doing too much, he's done enough. But like I say, I think going forward now, with Shaw coming back into the team, he may not start, but he should be close to being started on against Wolves. I think you could see a different outlook altogether.
Yeah, I'll be very disappointed if he doesn't play against. If he doesn't start against Wolves.
I can't agree more with your comments. I'll be honest with you. You're absolutely right. And Shaw had got that ability to pull out of the defence, move forward, have a shot. How many goals has Shaw scored? Come on, let's be honest.
A few. No.
Yeah. Let's be honest. Come on, man. He scored a lot.
He scored. But Shaw
scored 4 last season, didn't he?
He's got a good shot on him. And I totally agree with what Gary's saying. But there isn't really a but. I'm just going to say, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got to go anyway.
From the storm. Yeah, exactly.
We got to go. It's a bit late, but it's been great. Yeah. We got to get you sorted for that sideline reporting on match days, man.
Man.
We got to get you right. So
put some of that interview on.
I'm gonna watch it right now. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it right now.
Yeah, watch it and put some on. Yeah.
Cheers,
see you in a bit, man.
Well done.
Take care, guys.
Yes,
Love
bye,
you.
Sue.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Bye, Sue.
Bye, Sue. All right. Well, that was that. Well, why am I in jail? It was great, of course, having you all. Thank you so much for your support. It was a good chat. We went on, a few hours.
Yeah,
Great stuff.
absolutely.
But we'll be back tomorrow, Geordie's show. So all Geordies, only Geordies allowed. And so enjoy that one. Of course, that's going to be at 9 p.m. tomorrow because it's Sunday. So people are ready to go to work. And Mighty Win doesn't give a damn about those people, but there are responsible people out there going to work. So I will make it at 9 so you can enjoy it. So Geordie show tomorrow. Get the dog out. Get the dog out. And enjoy the show tomorrow. As for me, I'll be off tomorrow, I guess. And
Top boys saying, anybody going to the Man City game? Well, I'm at every game in Aspas, Freya's Bar, £4 a pint before every game.
Yeah, so meet the Mighty Win if you want to over there, interact, and yeah, let us know what you think, etc. So thank you so much for your
in the
support.
Chinatown door, isn't it, Win?
There you go, right in Chinatown.
Else you'll not find them.
Anyways, folks, thank you so much for your support. Thank you, Reed. Now your name is Reed, so there you go. Howie the lads, welcome to everybody out there as well. Bring your Geordie friends on to this journey that we're on. Thank you to the donators, to the super chatters, which was great. You have no clue how much that helps us. David T, Michael McIntyre, Queen of Heart. I thought we had more.
Ian Fleming.
Ian Fleming,
gifted a membership, I remember.
Let me see. I got them all here. Niall Powell, Michael McIntyre again, Queen of Heart, Helsazar, Ian Fleming, all of you. Thank you so much for your support. As for me,
Queen of Hearts locked me up twice, I think.
Yeah. As for me, the Mighty Win, and Gary, we shall see you tomorrow. Enjoy your night.
Please welcome the big talent of Crying Out Loud.
Come on. One more time. Hey.
Come on, everybody get tuned.
It's Saturday night.
It's Friday night and we're going to the tune. Come on, everybody get tuned. It's Friday night and we're going to the tune.
There you go. Thank you, folks. See you next one.